We are recording.
Already?
Yep.
Yes.
We're just like warm-up talk. We do this all the
That's what
time.
we do.
Nice,
And then we cut it off.
We
So
can crack open Billigt och Kallt.
Yes.
National treasure.
Norrland.
Cheers. Cheers.
I love how I heard all you, in my head. And that's how you
great.
record a podcast.
It's a sexy coaster.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dude,
sexy.
everything is gold
Golden,
and sort of
yeah.
pink.
Wood.
Everything is
Golden wood.
golden beer.
Even the
golden-
beer, actually. But with that said, welcome to the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilias,
Meet Robert.
in collaboration with 21 Draw. And with that said, today we have a guest.
That nobody cares about.
No. It's been like almost exactly 3 years.
3 years. Almost to the day.
To the day, almost.
Yeah.
Like we missed it with 2 days. But we have...
Artem.
I love that. That is
Yeah.
exactly like last time. I love it.
Yeah, like 3 years since I moved here.
And that's
1 month.
exactly. That's at Artem Solop on Instagram and everywhere else we posted it.
Yes.
And yeah, we're going to talk about art and shit. But before we dive into that, we are getting close to our 100th episode. And with that, we have a giveaway. We're going to have some nice prizes from Pen Store,
Sci-fi
and
bookstore.
Sci-Fi Bookstore, 21 Draw. And also there are some like pending things as well from some famous places that I'll tell you later if that falls through.
We want it to be a little bit of a surprise too, maybe.
Exactly. But these are awesome prizes. There's going to be some cool shit for you guys to win.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing we're asking you to do is take the Batman slapping Robin meme that we're going to provide you with and just create something, like add a text. Doesn't matter how you do it, by hand, drawing with a pencil, or if you do it digitally. You got to make Batman slap Robin, and then just add your Sketchbook Heroes, like best memory or, like something funny.
Yeah.
Like it just has to relate to the podcast.
Or if you feel really ambitious, redraw that whole thing into
You're allowed to do that as
whatever.
well, yeah.
Yeah. But it
yeah.
needs to be Sketchbook Heroes related. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We should at least get the context of that joke.
Yeah.
And if you have like in episode 34, you said like...
That might be a little too far-fetched.
Yeah, like...
we listen not to episodes at all.
No, but just make it... Nah, I'm just kidding. Just like make it about the Sketchbook Heroes podcast in any way, shape, or form that you... Like, we're not going to limit your creativeness. Just go bananas with it. And we're going to choose, I think, 3 winners. And yeah, I think like 3 winners. Like one main prize where we're going to put all our cool shit in there. Artem has provided us with a sketch to throw on top of that pile.
So you're going to have your retirement set. You can just sell that and then retire to this fancy island in Costa Rica, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll throw in a sketchbook as well, the ones that me and Robert use a lot.
Yes.
And I'll add a sketch to that one as well.
And I will also throw in a sketchbook.
That's what I was going to...
Yes.
Oh, you want to throw in a sketchbook?
I'm throwing in a sketchbook.
Cool.
Or
Then-
do you want me to draw in the book?
Yeah, we could either draw in the same book, because otherwise they'll just have a bunch of sketchbooks, which is never a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll figure that out. But we'll have drawings there for you, originals, and...
You're going to get so much awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So check the Instagram for all the details, dates, and it's international. Anyone can join. You don't have to cry because you live in Guatemala. I don't know. I couldn't come up with any place that I didn't know where it was.
I love that place.
Yeah,
though.
but that place is really
so
good.
beautiful.
And
Especially this time of year.
yeah,
But by the time you hear this, the contest is on.
Yeah.
All right? So if
Very
you hear this, you're probably already late. So get your ass onto Instagram, find that post, and do some magic shit.
yeah.
Yeah, the Batman slaps Robin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Batman slaps Robin. Don't forget that.
Don't forget. No, sorry.
Just
No.
why did you?
I don't know. I got caught up in the
Okay,
moment.
but you know what? Let's do the
switch-
and then
switch-
just
switch.
like get into the thing with Artem.
All right. So
I mean Artem.
then
Artem.
Oh,
Artem. Actually, it's Artem.
Artem. Holy shit! Like I'm gonna keep forgetting that.
Damn. All right, swoosh,
Your
swoosh,
new art account.
swoosh, swoosh it.
Your new account.
Card account. Card.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, you know they haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any line. Sketchbook hero.
Okay, cool. And we are back, happier than before.
Yay.
The swoosh is smooth.
My face still hurts.
My fist still hurts.
Because my face is so hard.
Just like we're happier now. My fist still hurts. Like what?
That's not what I said.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. We have Artem on the show.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah, hi guys. Nice to meet you again. Like, been a long time.
Yeah. It's been a few months,
Yeah, actually,
or like a lot of months, actually. now
Yeah.
That I.
yeah, last time it was in November or
Yeah.
December
Oh.
event.
No, it was. Yeah, shit.
21
When was
event
the
here? The first
October?
one. October.
Actually, October 24th. But actually, should we do a little recap, dude? Who are you?
Yeah.
Sort of like the what do you do today? Because last time we spoke, you just got back from China,
Yeah.
or you just moved here from
Yeah.
So
China.
moved
you'd
here.
been here for 1 month when we recorded the last episode. And that was
Yeah.
episode 27 or 22.
Yes, I'm early.
Very early
Mhm.
on. And 3 years ago, like we said. So, yeah. Quick recap. Who are you and what's it like being working in Sweden for 3 years?
the fuck did you
There you
just
go.
say?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Quite
so,
nice. I'm enjoying it. So since I'm staying here, so
Yeah, you're still here.
on my second term, legal.
Yay! I'm legal.
Yeah, I still work at the same company making gambling games. So yeah,
Like
I'm
me.
pretty happy
Yeah.
with it. Like doing my thing. Have pretty much time for
Mhm.
that. Like mostly sketching digital and got into line cut technique recently. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm
And we want to talk more about that
working
stuff
on now.
later. But so, quick background. Who is Artem?
Yeah, Artem is a guy who draws cool stuff.
Yes.
I'm trying for cool stuff by my definition.
Yeah,
Because
but that's
for-
all
for-
you should
For
do.
a long time, it was the only criteria for me. Like,
Mm.
is it cool or is it not? Like,
But I think you are really like the punk rock version of a sketchbook hero. Like
Yeah,
everything
probably.
you do is so
it's
It-
raw.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very like when I think of your style, I think of like Cyberpunk 2099, the feel or 2077. I mean, that sort of
2020.
Yeah, it's another one. It's your cyberpunk.
but
I
that
know.
sort of gritty, dirty, but futuristic style, like it's very unique in that sense, and it's all so easy to just you just slap it on anything, and it's a sellable product in my head because it's so cool and
unique.
good looking.
Like,
Yeah.
it is a unique style.
it just
like,
works
isn't-
with everything. Like you could put it on a car, like full decal,
Yeah, that,
and it would work, or
Uh,
a T-shirt, or like you do with the PlayStation covers, or it's just
yeah. The problem is when like you make one sketch and it looks awesome, but for printing an actual product, you need like a digital version because
Of
you need
course.
high quality thing,
Yeah.
and you lose a lot of thing during that time when you're trying to polish and
Yep.
accomplish better version of a
not
picture.
so punk rock anymore.
Yeah, so it looks sterile and very like lifeless and
You gotta draw bigger, bro.
Flat.
Yeah, you just gotta draw it as big as the car.
That's it.
But
You just gotta draw
Probably.
straight on the
I was
car.
just gonna say,
Yeah, you
yeah.
just draw on a car.
But I'm like I have this mindset that like raster graphics sucks because you need to adjust it to. It's very depends on the like area you need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
print. But like for magazine, of course, it's easier to illustrate, but if it's something large, you need like larger canvas and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of vector stuff,
Yeah, same.
but vector stuff looks too clean. That's
Yeah.
actually my main challenge.
Texturino.
Yeah,
Have you tried it?
Well,
Does it-
What's that? I
It's
don't-
a
haven't even heard
plugin
of it.
for
Yeah.
Illustrator.
Oh,
where
really?
It can texturize, like you can. There are
yeah,
some
those.
effects you can-
It's this
Astute graphics,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I tried their Stiplism and
Yes.
another one. It's also some old school technique, looking like engraving.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're quite great.
Nice.
But it's just finding your expression within that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm trying. Like before, I put too much effort in digital graphics, so I've been drawing like quite a long time and at work, at home, and now when I just working with like traditional more, appreciate that more.
Yeah.
And I see the huge gap between my digital graphics being so clean and lifeless and original, like traditional, looking so raw, so like energetic and dynamic. That's what I'm trying to like find the balance of like both worlds.
But I've thought about that with your style, because when I see your digital stuff, it's very smoothish compared to the. Do you ever try to draw digitally, like find a brush with a nice texture and then not have opacity on it? Do you know what I mean? So you do it just like you do with ball paints and like like fine liners and stuff.
Yes, but again, it looks like traditional then.
Okay,
I discovered fun of drawing in this Sketchbook Pro.
Yeah.
I installed it like 7 years ago and I didn't like it.
Yeah, same.
But
I loved it.
But then I opened it like in January or something. I just picked the brush. I made a like sketch in 15 minutes, like on paper. But it's exactly as you said, like it's digital.
It
But
is,
again, it looked traditional. Like,
That's why I loved it so much. But I could never do any like finished art with it.
Yeah.
Only sketch stuff.
yeah, the tools are so simple, so
Exactly.
raw. It's easy to achieve very traditional look. there.
I've heard it's become a lot better now, though. Like
It probably
they-
has. Like, how could it not?
I'm
Yeah,
sure they
it is.
try to match with Procreate and all of these really high-end programs, but yeah, no, I still loved it. I used it on my Samsung tablet, and it was my go-to for every sketch I did when I worked at Lego, for example. Like, I just got that perfect look with it,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'm so sad that eventually that tablet just died.
But
which
you bought
happens.
an iPad, so we're good.
Yeah, so now I'm fine. Reborn, new child.
But I was thinking about as well. You started painting these like this like I call them Chernobyl kids.
Yeah.
That's
Ah,
really
yeah.
what they looked
I
like.
wanted to get to that too, yeah.
That's called like this series called Chernobyl Dream Terror.
Oh, okay. Well, that's perfect. That's a perfect.
Yes,
name.
and they still
Yeah.
haunt my nightmares.
Yeah, holy shit. Sometimes you're like, what is that? And like, oh shit, it's a character and it just looks, like
They're just about to either explode or
Yeah.
melt. Or
Yeah, but it's a lot of stuff. I take Art Breeder. There's a thing. It used to call Gang Breeder. Now it's Art Breeder. It's like a neural network that compile. You can train it to achieve certain picture.
What?
It's yeah. It's I think it's future. It works very well with portraits.
Okay.
Like now. But back when I drew these Chernobyl kids, I tried many like you can tweak options and shit, and then I just add details in Photoshop or I collage a lot of them.
Cool.
So they already some pictures already have like look of like painting with shadows and thing. It's not precise. It looks very raw and very low res.
Exactly.
But when you blow it up, it adds some
Texture,
lo-fi
Yeah.
VHS texture.
it just
really,
looks dirty.
Yeah.
You know, you can almost taste
And
the image.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
it's more like in your like hallucination or bad dream when you sick.
It's a bad trip.
When you're
Yeah, for
really
sure.
sick and you have temperature, you see such a dream, such a quality. Like your dreams are bad, they are not clear, they are disturbing.
Yeah. I think you fucking nailed that part.
Yeah, that's why I took this Art Breeder network as an inspiration, and I had my own thing there. I do a lot of collage there, like objects, different robot parts, even I involve 3D. Sometimes I make some 3D shape and I add this texture generated with this art breeder thing.
Wow.
I paint it over or adding some details, all this weird text and stuff. It's also like, it's basically neural network helps me to work.
That's awesome, dude. And also just like I find that having like some abstract stuff on the paper, even that can just like get your imagination going. And just,
I think it's a simple, like similar way of inspiration from that. You see some weird thing and you take from there and develop a character.
Yeah.
There are a lot of like it doesn't take long to paint. Because it's very raw, and then I blow it up. I add just noise filter, and that's it.
Cool.
So I don't like polish them much. So I have like so many leftovers. For example, there were like 15 good ones, but there are like 70 something
terrible
leftover bonus B-side tracks
in the garbage
versions.
can.
No, but that's always fun as well. Like having, like I really love having like an old sketch that has been like sort of laying there. I like the idea, but it's not great. And then I get to sort of like, I might like pull down the opacity or just, you know, like just paint over it. And
you see a new thing.
Yeah, you see a new thing on top of that. And that is always nice. 'Cause then you don't have to start from like zero.
Yeah.
You have like sort of a direction and then you just let it grow basically. That's
I also love that. I'm assuming everybody did this, but when you do just random scribbles and then hand that off to your friend,
I'm terrible at
and
that.
then you have to
can't do
try
that.
and find something in that scribble, and then you pass it around and stuff. Like me, my dad did that all the time, especially whenever I asked him, what should I draw? Which I think every kid or person that draws gets to that point sometime. He would just do that. He's like, find something. Instead of like saying,
draw a cat,
draw a palm tree or something like that. It was more like challenge your brain, you idiot. Like, you can do this.
We had the similar lessons at the kids' art school when I was like a teenager. We had this different technique how to start your work, where you can start. Not always you need to start from zero. Some collage, splatters of paint, this doodle lines.
Just go nuts. But that's also another important thing about just the sketch and the sketch process, because you can find so much more in that process sometimes than you would if you just, because a lot of my friends did, you know, hard lines straight away, almost similar to what you do now, but with you it's still it feels improvised and not so thought out.
Yeah, but I learned the thing. I learned how to smoothly put a lot of lines with different techniques because, and those unsuccessful lines, they create some texture. And the good lines, I just repeat them, paint them like over, repeat a lot of times, and apply pressure.
You just make them bolder, like make them stick out.
But that, like, I just keep thinking of my friend Simon, who did, like, every time he drew something, he had, like, this finished image in his head. So it was almost like he was tracing his own work, but there was nothing to trace. He just did it with, like, well, if he had a pencil, he would draw really hard and just nail it in the one go. Like, I remember we were at your parents' house.
I remember this.
A long time ago when I was in high school. And, like, it was so impressive to see him do that. Yeah. But I also remember being with him along in all of the other processes of doing stuff for school, for example. And you can't do that with everything because you need to sketch and you need to build these pieces. And, so he was struggling with a lot of stuff, but also really good at a lot of stuff. And now I think he's in... he does makeup for movies and stuff now, like prosthetics.
Is that what he does?
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I saw some really awesome alien stuff that he did for some sci-fi movie a few months back.
Yeah, man. He's like one of the few people that I've spoken on the phone, and it's been so weird. Because I was like, dude, I'm having this like drawing thing at my place, and I think you should totally come. And he was like, okay. And then he just hung up. And then he showed up. I was like, what?
That's Simon.
Because I called you. I was like, dude, he just hung up on me. You're like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what he does.
that's what he does.
That's how
That's
he
his
is.
thing.
But yeah, you
And I was like-
invited him. There's nothing.
Yeah, there's
to talk
nothing
about.
else to talk
He
about.
can come over and talk.
yeah.
Like-
It was
He's
so
a lot
fucking
more
good.
talkative now, though.
No, but it was just like different. Like
He
you
was
didn't judge him. He
Always
was nice.
like that. He was like, "Yep, okay."
Remember, like on that drawing night, like he drew like I think like 7 drawings or like it was
Yeah, like complete drawings.
complete drawings. Like he
And
just
we were
like,
just sitting there doodling and talking more than anything.
yeah.
But maybe it's the way his imagination works.
Yeah.
He just imagined like the final product.
yeah.
And why he can succeed in the school project because
Yeah.
they require some research.
Exactly.
And this visual research he's lacking of.
Yeah.
He can't imagine it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because like I don't know, in my brain when I draw a sketch it's like fuzzy, not
Mm-hmm.
really clear.
And most of the time when I put pen to paper, I'm not sure what I am
Oh.
drawing, you know? Like I start with a circle and then either that turns into a skull or something looking like a skull or maybe a messed up skull. That's what happens.
So you draw.
Great technique to draw
Yeah.
skulls.
Yeah, right?
No, but I get that too. Like I have a sort of like I want to draw this. Like I know it's a character or something, but I usually don't start with intent. You know, like I'm like it's very
Yeah,
fuzzy.
it's
and
like
just,
very badly sculpted object, and
Exactly.
then when you make more research and put more
Yeah.
lines, it gets more cleaner and
Yeah.
cleaner. Because like people ask, hey, how you imagine it or how, but like in imagination you can turn it around
Yeah,
and
exactly.
put new light and
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't have that like what he has, where he can see the image. I can't do that.
No.
And as
No.
soon as I see it, it just like keeps changing, and I'm like not gonna follow that.
Yeah, and if I see it, it's never gonna turn out the way I see it, and
No.
I'm just gonna be
Yeah, you're
disappointed anyway.
disappointed, exactly.
So I'm like, I get the flash of the image, and then I
Yeah.
try to reproduce what I saw in the flash,
Mhm.
but it is a blurry image.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's really interesting. Like
Common.
we haven't actually
common
deep
thing.
diving into this
No.
mindset of sketching.
That's what I like about this neural network, this
Mhm.
art breeder, because it looks very similar to how imagination combines shit together.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because there are people who train this network by uploading pictures,
That's
and you can see like the root images
Yeah.
of what's being made.
Yeah.
Like this face actually consists of 15%
Yeah.
of lemon, 7% of like
That's
dust
awesome. Yeah.
cover.
Holy shit.
or
Where do you find this?
something.
Is it like
It's
downloadable? A website.
web page.
Yeah. Cool. Because apparently
What's
it has
the
like a
webpage?
learning
Artbreeder.org
art reader.
or
.org.
com.
Yeah.
something.
One of those.
Nice.
But it's awesome. Like it has a learning algorithm, so it just
Yeah.
does the.
Like it does very good now. Like year after I discovered it, it does very good job with the portrait, like
Yeah.
cartoon style, this
Yeah.
fantasy, like what Asian guys do on
Yeah,
ArtStation.
yeah.
It's not very good at the poses so
Yeah.
far.
Okay.
But at the like style, like bold outline or
Cool.
painting or Van Gogh style
Yeah.
or Renaissance style,
fuck?
it can do that.
That's awesome.
Like you don't need.
I need to
I
check
mean,
this out.
it proves the thing that you don't need to spend time on rendering. Computer will do it
Will for
better.
you, yeah.
Like
Eventually.
create. I think those artists will survive who create ideas, who will come up with something new, because even by all this data, you can create, like computer can create like its new product
Mhm.
with no human involved.
Yeah. But
So human need to step up their game
yeah.
immediately. Right now, future is here.
Knocking.
Will be
What's
poor.
up? Yeah.
Like next time in 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
If
What's
you
that
will
gonna be?
record,
Yeah.
we'll be
I'm
poor.
Dude, I'm just seeing that. Like, imagine Terminator 2, where the machines are coming, but they're drawing.
Yeah.
Like, they all have like these like French, what are they called? The
Beret.
beret. Yeah, the French berets, and they're coming there and like drawing and mocking us.
T800s coming in. Yeah. I love how that just died.
But we do have questions for you though.
Yeah,
so
great.
let's dive into some of those. So Matthias Anderson draws. or Matthias Andersson Art,
He's
actually.
cool.
He knows how to drink. That's for sure.
He asks, like, what's the inspiration? Like, let me just read his question. Let me find it. God damn it. So Matthias asks stuff. Actually, you know what? Let me check here. He wrote it really
Yeah, we need to
well.
meet him next time.
Yeah, man. Okay, so here it is. Was wondering why we see so much PlayStation 1 and Wipeout references in your work. What does that, like, what was that time period meant? Like, what did it mean to you? Why do you use that a lot? Like, he's seen
Like,
stuff like
it's
that.
basically the best shit I ever played in my life when I saw it, like 1996 or 7.
Yeah.
It was one of the first
Wipeout
PlayStation.
It was
the first
PlayStation
Wipeout.
1.
Yeah.
It was Wipeout 3.
Hmm.
I haven't seen PlayStation 1 before. Like, I went to a shop before our art school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a shop to play this. They had the stands, like demo stands of PlayStation, and you can play Tekken, Twisted Metal, and Wipeout.
Twisted Metal.
Yeah, we played Tekken and Twisted Metal, and then this Wipeout. It looks
But the music as
completely
well. Like,
nuts and cool music and like Orbital Prodigy, those lift fields,
Yes.
and it's so simple racing game, and
Yeah.
a lot of design was made, and I already
I think I still have it.
I was like 13 or 14. I knew what design is, and I had an interest because I realized I don't have much skill to be a cool artist, like anatomy and stuff and lights, but I can do this super visually efficient imagery, and I want to do that. I want to know how they do it, like album covers and video game covers, and here's this game. It looks super
Doing
fantastic.
just that. Yeah.
So
that's always kind of stayed with you after.
and then I like find out those guys who made this design for Wipeout. This is a guy called Designers Republic. There were 2 guys at that time in 90s. They were always also making music album covers, and I've been listening to that bands. They've
really?
been making covers for. So yeah, I tried to buy this licensed CD with the cool booklets, and so that's what was like my learning, and I always liked the cool looking covers of video games and album covers. So that's why I have a lot of Wipeout in my, like, it's Designers Republic, not Wipeout. But actually what they made, it's a good design because it consists of the basic design principles, like super like efficient visual imagery, this Bauhaus approach, bold stuff. It's like timeless. Those no special effects. It's just bare bone design. And
like,
I have a lot of like design. I'm a designer who draws, so that's why a lot of design in my works you can trace it. So
because you started with not interior design, product design.
Yeah, I have interior design and graphic design. I studied 4 years interior design and 1 year of graphic design.
So why interior design? Why did you choose?
Yeah, there was like at local university there was like this design interior design department. I think it was the best level.
Okay.
Like there were good level teachers, and and there were like academic drawing and painting included in program. So it was quite strong. They gave me quite a strong base and understanding for what I want to do.
But you didn't have like a dream of becoming an interior designer? Or,
no, I realized that we've been messing around with these 3D programs and renders, and it's quite boring. And at that time for me it seemed to be too complex. It's a lot of things you need to like understand and to get knowledge about. And graphic design for me, it's like a natural thing, I would say.
Yeah.
And
But I was thinking also, Matthias asked, like, why so much Japanese in your work? Like, do you speak it?
No.
No.
There's no Japanese in my work.
but
I just stylize.
you stylize. Yeah.
let-
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Because I
feels-
think you mentioned this last
or
time.
I like last year I used a lot of like fake shapes.
Yeah.
It's not even letters; those are just shapes that should.
So imagine how many
remind
people
something.
you've confused with that shit. They're like, "Is this like
fuck.
Japanese?" Like, no, I think
I
it's
don't-
Chinese. Like, no,
I
it's
don't
Korean.
care.
Like,
I'm
no,
turning
but it's fun.
Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese.
What?
I mean,
So-
I used a lot. I used a lot of like Japanese, Korean before, but now I realize I don't want to Google Translate it and look for typeface. I
Yeah,
will just
yeah.
make something straight away, and
Yeah.
it will be like my thing.
Mhm. So
Wow.
it's the language of Artem. I like
It's,
that.
it's
what
not
it
a
is.
language; it's just an element.
Yeah, element of
I
design,
always
yeah.
like to include some graphic
Yeah.
thing, some text.
Dude, it looks
it just
awesome.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does look
Yeah.
awesome. It really sort of complements the work that you do. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But on that subject, I've thought about it. You always draw in the style of Artem. You know, like that's your style. And you know, there are people that do, you know, they do the like they draw the cartoony stuff, they draw realism, they do, you know, like they do a lot of stuff inspired by other artists.
I
Do you
do
ever-
it at
do you-
work.
You do it at, oh, that's true. Yeah.
I
That
do it
is
at
actually
work.
true.
Like I make game, and every game has entire new style.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a time to research it and to try and
Mm-hmm.
make images in certain styles. So it's not that hard actually.
Mhm.
But I don't want to mix it into my own things.
Yeah, no, but I get it. I get it. That's awesome. You get the outlet. You get to try stuff, you know, and then at home you do you.
Yeah, actually, my favorite style to draw is this super polished, crisp vector graphics. I love it. Like with a minimum effects, some
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of slight glow or really subtle drop shadow, but very clean shapes and colorful. That's what I
It's like those
the
robots
best.
you do with the
No,
and
not
then
the
even
robots,
cleaner than that,
Yeah,
like with okay.
like some fruits, candies.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've
like,
seen.
like
did
these
you, yeah.
diamonds and golden letters.
Yeah, okay,
I
yeah, now
love
I-
it.
Okay, I have a vision because I've seen the
Yeah, I
No
posted
Limit
them
City
from
stuff, yeah.
time to time.
This feels
what I do
like
at work.
I don't know. It's like, are you living a lie, Artem?
Yeah, like,
What-
yeah,
this
exactly. Yeah, but I've
that's
seen
what
that because it's
I
your game.
I
Yeah,
like it. Like,
All right.
that's
Yeah.
why
Oh shit.
I would say
Super
I
clean.
enjoy drawing it like the most.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, it's super satisfying. Same
But it
here.
looks. It still
Like,
looks fucking amazing.
It's
and
very
does-
satisfying to make.
But dude, and vectors, like you can create the shape so easily. You can like make
Yeah,
them like
and it-
so they feel right. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
then just like a little highlight there, a little. Thing
and it's
there.
timeless. It's
Yeah,
whatever resolution. It's
Yeah.
like
I agree. Like there is a satisfaction to that. That like I did it for 7 years. So
I really want to get back into Illustrator stuff.
Do
Like
you?
and do more like really clean t-shirt designs and stuff. I would
Yeah.
love to do that. But it's just, you know, at this point I've been away from Illustrator for so long that it feels like I'm gonna have to relearn the program again.
I don't.
oh
think
no, it's still
Uh,
the same.
but-
Just slower.
Yeah, exactly. But that's frustrating, and I am lazy, and I will probably switch to YouTube like within 5 minutes of sitting with
Oh.
Illustrator.
But maybe you will like refresh your approach or style, find something new. Because
Maybe,
sometimes you don't see certain instruments, and when you discover, like for example, things like Pathfinder. Oh my God, it
Pathfinder,
was
yeah,
such a
Jesus.
revelation for me.
Same here.
Wow, you can dissect the part of the images, like intersect
Yeah.
objects. Wow,
Dude, just when I
saved
find out
so
that you
much
could
time.
change, like, you could select several objects and then
Yeah.
color tweak all of them.
Yeah,
yeah.
For
it's
3
mind
years,
blowing.
yeah. For 3 years, I had been like, select that thing, switch the color.
Yeah, I've been like monkey
yeah.
manually tweaking everything.
Jesus, and I was like, how is everyone so fast? And I was like, how did you do that so fast? They were like, oh, you just press here. And you're like, I should have asked 3 years ago. I should have asked 3 years ago. Idiot. But yeah, Illustrator has some sweet ways of... So when I use vectors in Photoshop, I cry a little.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how are these the same people?
Yeah,
Like, no. Yeah.
they're so rigid.
Yeah.
Like so, like it's not responsive.
I've
No,
never used vectors in Photoshop.
No.
It is not great.
No,
Like, I've gotten used to that
that's
as well.
probably why.
But I talked to the people from Photoshop, and he's like, dude, the code base is,
Yeah,
like,
I've heard they have a very old structure.
Yeah.
Like
And
even
it's-
I read the interview like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They've been complaining about how old the structure
Yeah.
is, and it's impossible to rewrite basically
yeah, because it's so
every,
complex.
Oh, okay.
Because every tool is written in its own way, on its own language. Like there is classic section,
and that's
of
written
it, and there's
500 years
another
ago.
one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like
they just
by Steve
can't.
Jobs or
Yeah.
whoever made it like 40 years ago.
Dude, I remember as a kid, I think I was maybe like 8-10 years old, going to Orleans to buy. I was gonna buy the like video games, for 600-700 crowns.
Was
And-
that back when they had the top floor, or was it
No,
downstairs?
Both. Like they moved down, but they had in that store. They had like in glass, like these big boxes with Photoshop you could buy. That was entirely blue or white, whatever the fuck it was, and it cost like 15,000 to buy that box, and you just got basically a CD-ROM. Or whatever the fuck it was. And
How far
I still
we've
remember,
come.
but I still remember the box because they had this like guy from Adobe back then, like displaying it and talking about it, and I had no idea what the fuck it did. I was like, Photoshop, yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. Like it was whatever the demo was, you just looked at it.
Yeah.
They had Flight Simulator, they had Photoshop, and then eventually in the
equal product.
future, you're like, Photoshop, it's gonna be my life.
I'm gonna fly a plane
Yeah.
while drawing.
No, but it was shit. What were we talking about? I just lost it.
Illustrator and
Illustrator,
the-
Photoshop.
yeah, the code that was.
Oh yeah, the code structure. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the thing is, they can't change anything because it's an industry software. Like they could probably go back and rewrite it, but then no one could work with it anymore because you're taking away
Yeah.
Artem's like the way he uses Photoshop, and then you take away mine, and then you start fucking with people's workflow in the industry, and I think people would switch. Like they would find another.
there are few generations, but I think there is this affinity, guys. They're trying so hard to push their thing.
Yeah, and it looks exactly like Photoshop.
Yeah, but I
cleaner.
think this when they will find how to reverse engineer this smart object thing and all the
layer styles, or
blending options,
Yeah.
layer blend.
Layer styles, I think.
Yeah,
not
layer
the
styles.
because
Wi-
blending
with
modes is easy,
outline,
yeah.
with outlines and gradients
Stroke,
and
yeah.
stuff. I think that can be a good product.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me, it's a key of working in Photoshop.
Same
Smart
here.
object and
Yeah.
the layer styles.
Dude, so many smart objects. My computer doesn't even want
And
to read
it's
my
like
files.
smart object. It's an Illustrator file. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. You
Yeah,
open it,
I love it.
and tweak it there. Wow.
Dude, that is the best, and no one I know works like that. I love that. That's the only thing. Like all my images, if you open the smart object, it's just like Illustrator.
And you tweak it on the fly. You can
Yeah.
make, like, today I made like 5 different logos with few, like 20 versions, and 3 of them were fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Game ready.
Dude, same. Like the way you can sort of like get around, like, oh, I need this text to be more 3D. You just fake it, and
Yeah.
it just looks 3D by some layer styles.
Yeah,
some
you have a
Illustrator,
3D layer there with all the
Yeah.
rendered options there. It's,
I can just
light
imagine
and
people
shade.
listening and going like,
Like what the fuck?
these guys are aliens. What language is this?
It's
what the
fur-
fuck
It's
are they
quite
talking
further from
about?
sketches. It's still
But the
fun.
But the cool thing is, like, you find a font you like, and then you can basically throw it into Photoshop. You're like, I want it to look like metal. Then you just like you tweak some parameters, and you just like, some sliders, and then you just like add another. You make a copy of it, and you add it to sort of like
Yeah,
have this
another
like
properties,
sheen. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. You just change a few
Sheen
properties.
outline,
Yes.
bevels, and
Bevels.
shadows.
So now you have these like hard edges
Yeah.
on your thing, and it just looks like a metal logo with like a shine. Then you're like, oh no, of course I want like metal scratches and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you add texture,
Texture,
pattern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Generate your own.
and then you could like, oh no, I want it to be like hot metal. Then you just add like an inner glow of red
Yeah.
and shit, and just another layer, and you just keep going, and it looks basically like a
Add the
Hollywood
blending mode.
Exactly, and then it looks like
Light
a
yellow.
Hollywood logo, basically, for any
Yeah.
fucking movie that you've seen out there. and that's like
Yeah,
You know-
I think that's the very important part of
Yeah.
Photoshop workflow.
yeah, same here. Because I could draw it by hand, sure, but it's gonna just take so long that it's not worth the time. It might look
With
cooler.
airbrush.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it might, like it might look awesome because it's hand painted, but you work in
Yeah, but
like,
you,
have
but
a
you need
production
20
time.
versions to produce in
Oh
one
my
day.
God,
Yeah.
yes.
If
Imagine
even
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just like because right now they're like, oh, we don't want metal. You just like, oh, it's wood now.
Well, plastic,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's plastic or it's wood. It's
Click,
like,
click.
Yeah, like it takes some time, but it saves so much time. Like even when I like. They're like, we need something that looks Asian. I looked through the internet. I was like, I can't find anything that like isn't used in the same type of game. So I just created my own, like Chinese-looking font and then layer styles, and like it looks awesome.
That's what I do. Most of these characters I use, those are like fake.
Yeah.
And like in vector stuff I post, there are usually Artem name written, just transformed into different style. That's it. Like a logo thing. Because I want to practice this, so, and I have no idea what should I write as a shape. So usually it's like graffiti artists do. They use the same word,
same
or
word.
their nickname the whole life.
Yeah, and then you just keep doing it in styles.
I miss that a lot of the time, actually. Like, especially now that I ride the train and like I don't sketch as much on the train anymore. Looking out the window and you see the progressively better graffiti coming along, and you're like,
to a city,
fuck,
closer
I
to a
miss that.
city.
You just miss sitting and like sketching out these whatever you call them.
Tags or the
Not a tag.
shit. What was tag was just when you wrote it with one marker.
Bomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Is that what
I don't
Is
remember.
that what you say? Like
But there
bombs?
there are many styles.
Yeah,
a
but that's
throw
what
up, I guess.
Throw ups.
Yeah. Anyways,
But throw ups, those are really huge.
Yeah. But
I'm thinking of the ones you have in your sketchbook where you have like the design for a big one.
Yeah,
I don't remember what
Mhm.
they had a name. I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
remember what
Well,
it
I
it's a
don't
sketch.
remember.
It was just a sketch.
Sketch.
Let's call it a
I
sketch.
think
Let's call it a
I think
sketch.
it's called sketch.
And then anyone who knows graffiti can correct us later.
My design for a
sketch.
graffiti piece that I was about to put on this mural. Yeah. Anyways, but just sitting there, because that's where I learned the love of fine line stuff. Doing clean line work with these letters and doing my lazy man, as I was called back then, which became like t-shirt designs and stuff after a while, because I realized I couldn't do graffiti for shit. Like me with the spray can just doesn't work. But doing those designs in sketchbooks and stuff was so gratifying and awesome. Like once you nailed the style and you just kept repeating it and building on it, it was the best fucking thing ever. Like, sorry, I'm just getting really nostalgic here and remembering, but it was so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
That was during my army days, or Navy days actually. Yeah, sorry, reminiscing.
That's awesome.
Do we have any more questions for Artem that we want to do now? Otherwise, I want to ask him a question.
Yeah, we can
have
talk about Illustrator and Photoshop forever.
Okay,
It
this
is what
is
we
a
do.
question. I think I know where you're going to go with this, but I want to hear you. Daniel Velu asks, do you have any tips for anyone wanting to refine or improve their pencil drawing?
Pencil drawing.
Yeah, I'm
Keep
guessing.
your pencil sharp.
There you go. You heard it here first.
That's so fucking smart. Oh my god, I have never thought of that.
Yeah.
No, just improve. Just practice. Fail, repeat.
Emulate. Yeah.
That's the thing about drawing. It depends on skill, like completely. It's not theoretical.
Exactly.
You
it's,
can read the information or watch someone drawing, but until you do this 10,000 times,
You're
you won't
never.
succeed.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, like it depends on the style as well, because I used to do what you do, like fine line everything, and then realized like I don't even like this. Like I don't want to sit there and like fill the same line until it becomes the like. And I wanted them to be perfect. You know what I mean? Like I wanted them to be like evenly thick. Everywhere.
That's the chase. That's
and that
the
was
thing.
yeah. And
that's what I love.
But I don't like it, and I was doing it because comic books. You
Yeah.
know, like you have to,
okay.
and that's how I grew up because I didn't have any traditional training. And nowadays, I'm just like, this is the sketch, and people are like, oh, your lines are so clean. But then you go in close, and they're everything but clean. It's just that they're done with confidence.
Yeah.
You know, like once I've done the sketch, I'll like lower the opacity if it's digital, and then just do, you know, like this,
Yeah, but
this, you know, like you just like you put them there confidently, and they look nice, although they aren't perfect.
Yeah.
that's what usually happens at work. You just show
Yeah.
roughly this
Yeah.
will be here, there, and there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good that you have people that understand that too. That's
They,
something
they
we
don't.
They don't
no,
always,
They don't
they
really
don't,
understand because you've been doing it for like 10 years or like
Yeah,
20
yeah.
years. You can already describe like a human with like shape or something.
Yeah.
It's just addition to your words. Without the context, I think nobody will understand.
That's
that.
it.
It's like scribbles on a meeting board next morning.
Yeah.
What was that about?
Dude, even with that said, like I had these, like I had drawn, I think like I finished like 3 symbols in my game, like and I had one symbol that looked like a sketch, and there were, and we had this like feedback session with like a lot of people, and then I got like, oh well, I don't know why this one that the like you see there's like strokes and pencil, but I've painted it, but it's also like sloppy, and then they're like, yeah, but I don't understand, like he's like there, but then like there's a ring,
yeah.
and then he's like, but it goes through the ring, behind the ring, but all the other ones are in front of the ring.
Yeah, some
And I'm like,
people think those are equally rendered.
Yeah,
and
exactly that. They did not see a difference.
Yeah.
And one is like you can see the actual pencil that I've had on top of it, and then the paints are so garbage. Like I've just
you
like
had
this,
no
yeah.
time. You just made it in half an hour
Yeah,
to
I
show
just
it.
want to have all the symbols there, even if they're not done.
Yeah.
But that is the point that I've been meaning to
Yeah.
make all the time. That, you know, some people can't understand that.
No, there's no
They don't
difference.
see
Yeah.
that, or they don't speak that language in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah, there are
So you
programmers mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yes.
This is I
Let's
think
call them-
QA.
QA. Oh, QA.
Let's call them
Oh, no, shit,
regular
no,
people,
IT. Sorry, IT.
normal people. Okay.
Yeah.
Not
No,
not
I get that.
idiot artists like we are, or aliens. But just that you need to be able to sort of, you can't just throw it up on a whiteboard and like expect everybody to understand.
No,
you need
of
to
course.
speak that
Yeah,
language.
yes. You
And-
need
and
to describe.
You need to
what is this
translate
here.
your language
Yeah.
to them.
But
in a
it's
way,
like
you know.
it's like additional. Like
Yeah.
it's good for artists because we have most of the artists I know, they are good at visual presentation, but
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
lack speaking.
speaking.
Exactly.
Even if your native language is Swedish or
It
something,
doesn't-
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
it's
right.
easier to show in drawing in
Yeah,
lines.
yeah. But also just speaking in front of people is like a nightmare for so many people,
Yeah, it's-
myself included. Like I hate standing there briefing people or like being the center of attention for stuff and needing to sell something or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's the worst fucking thing ever.
Can relate.
And especially if you are trying to explain your your sketch pretty much. You're trying to explain this brief that you've been handed and like, well, this is going to be this and this, and they're like, but that doesn't look like a fox. I'm like, well, it's a doodle. Like it is a fox. It's a fox right now. You need to understand it as a fox. Yeah, like
But I think, yeah.
But it's something that I keep bringing up, and it's just very important for people to understand that it is not just, we're not just magically born with this gift that renders a finished art piece in 5 seconds. It takes so many years and practice, you know, so many hours of wasted time, I don't know, or productive time to reach the level where you can do a shitty sketch from our eyes, but sell that into a business person that's going to hand you a lot of money and just depend on you blindly because even if it's a tattoo or whatever it is, like you need to have that faith and sell yourself. So you, like, again, I keep calling us prostitutes, but that's what we are. Like we sell ourselves. And
Or our idea.
Yeah, I'm
Our
from
skill.
9 to 5 only.
No, but I think
I flex.
Yeah, flex hours. Oh my god.
No.
With home delivery.
Oh my god. Yeah, you should do
Home
the
service like COVID-19
COVID-19
option
yeah, extra.
package, extra package.
Yeah.
But man,
And 2 9-to-5 guys in it.
yeah, I'm 9 to 5.
Just watching.
Yes, yeah.
They just watch.
Dude, that's it. That is
Oh my God. I hope that ramble sort of made sense to
no,
people.
but for those of you that are worried, I think what I've learned through my years in the business is that slow down.
Yeah.
Because usually people want to sort of fill the silence. And I know myself, like when people are telling me new shit, I might go super quiet because I'm thinking about it. That
Yeah,
doesn't mean I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
like it, but I won't be as like joyful as I am, you know, like because I need to process.
I usually don't like it.
Yeah.
I reject it first,
Yeah.
but then I think.
You think. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, or
we
like,
need time.
But I reject.
no, but I can be the same as well. Like, I just need to think about it so that it falls, like, so I understand what the fuck you're trying to say. Because you maybe you're talking in a way that is not for me. And I have to sort of like,
Process.
okay,
Yeah.
especially if it's about process and somebody wants to change my process, then it's even
man.
worse. Then I'll go super quiet because I need to understand. But
But I get the same way as Artem there, I think. I get
Yeah.
like immediately like no.
yeah, but that's change.
And it's just like you get predatory, like
Yeah.
your instincts take over, and it's like no, this is mine.
Yeah.
territorial.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
It's
territorial.
My stuff, my approach.
Don't you
Yeah.
fucking even come close! I'm gonna
Yeah.
bite your head off.
But then so many times as well, I was just like, oh yeah, that's an actual good idea. And then I
Exactly.
don't have to do these steps.
Yeah, 2
you know,
seconds
like,
later,
yeah.
it's like,
Exactly.
oh yeah, but that makes sense.
But I think it's important as artists to just like talk, then take the breaks that you need. Don't care about the silence from others because they're paying attention. If they're quiet, it's worse when they talk. That means that they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Like quiet is not a negative thing. That
Yeah,
means that
true.
they're paying attention. So just calm the fuck down and just like go through your things, you know.
yeah.
Because you have an idea, and usually, like when we start talking, the faster you talk, the more you fuck things up. Like this podcast here, like last time. Oh my god!
No.
And you just have to
Pure
slow
gold.
down a bit. No, and then Robert can edit out the silence later.
Yes, I am what makes the podcast,
podcast.
gold.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it is. I had one more for you, Artem, I think, but I don't remember what it was. Ah, that's why, because I'm saving it for tools.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I wanted to just ask. So it's been 3 years.
Yes.
You've been working with the same company for 3 years.
Yeah.
How has that been?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Because
Have you
like,
grown into it more and like really? Do you love it more?
Yeah, I love it a lot.
Because a
We-
lot of people go the opposite way, you know what I mean? Like if you stay with a company for over 1-2 years, you're gonna get sick of it and it's repetitive and blah blah blah. Like I'm really happy to hear that you're doing good and it seems
yeah,
to be
the good thing about this, because we are a small company and like we have only one dedicated artist to each game.
oh, all right.
So you responsible for everything that will be there. From design, sketches to final graphics, animation, special effects, like everything visual, you discuss how you will do it with your code guy. There's also one code guy.
Oh,
usually.
shit. So you're
God
very,
damn.
very hands-on everything.
Yeah, it's like more like an indie approach.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about it. I take responsibility for the whole game, and in the end, it's my game. It's my achievement.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
that's what I find very satisfying, because before only a small thing of yours will be included in game. You can say, yeah, I made a hair texture on that.
Yeah,
character.
exactly. I made the trash cans in GTA 5.
Or
Yeah,
like
that's-
I've been making like more art direction before, so it's not even released. It's abstract. It's art direction.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just few presentations.
I told people.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling people how to do things and
Yeah.
how much outer glow or drop shadow to apply to objects.
Exactly.
Oh man.
20% less drop shadow.
that's like basically more like management, not really.
Oh, dude, I
art.
so don't.
Yeah,
So,
I hated
yeah.
that.
I
So
don't like that either.
That's what I like about the current.
But it is so much more creative freedom than any other like gaming company that you'll work with. Sure, your games don't have characters that run around and shoot things, but you can do a lot with those. Like you can experiment with styles, ideas, animation.
You learn a lot.
You
can do things you haven't done
yeah.
before.
Yeah, you can even like, oh shit, I want to recreate that in our game,
Yeah.
but with this thing.
And as immigrant, you're not allowed to change your job first 2 years.
Oh, really?
Your employer.
Oh shit!
And if you have like next term, like next 2 years, you can change the company, but you cannot change your specialization, like your profile.
So you need
if
to
you are a
stay-
graphic artist,
You
should
can't become
stay.
a carpenter.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
The what now? Shit, I had no idea.
No,
That sounds
no.
like voodoo.
Yeah, exactly. That's really interesting. And
And-
it's so funny that both of you are in the same industry now, like compared to 3 years ago
Yeah.
when you were at King, and it was like
but
similar, but it was
it's
not
the
the same.
No, but
I think games.
but
is
no,
pretty
not at
much,
King. Trust me,
no.
dude. I've learned more this year working at this place than I did at King.
But I mean,
for
like
7.
the
Yeah,
stuff
because you was like a small
Small
part.
part, yeah, and you don't get to develop that much. Like,
But I mean, in essence, you created the same product almost. Like
Yeah,
yours was
we
more cutesy
yeah.
Yeah.
and stuff, but it was still something that people sort of get addicted to and have to play.
But there are a lot
Yeah.
of
Like,
there are.
cutesy stuff in Casino.
Yeah, dude.
I assume there are more
are
than I even can
That's
imagine.
the thing. Now I think market now is very competitive and very like very different. It has like every trying to engage every player, every social level, every like gender. So there are cute things, there are brutal things, there are
Yeah,
like
dude.
fantasy or pirate or classic fruit.
yeah, just like anything.
There's
and it's
a
not,
lot of like variety of styles.
and it's not the
themes.
nicest looking games that are
Yes,
the best.
yes.
No,
of
Like
course
it's
they
just
are.
like some weird looking Brendan Fraser motherfucking game that's just like no, I'm not
Something
kidding.
is
Yeah,
really horrible.
yeah, like it just looks like I don't know.
like those
generated, like,
machines on the boats.
No, it looks like fucking old airbrush work.
Yeah,
basically.
it sometimes feels like all the GIF graphics with no
Yeah.
art direction
Yeah.
involved.
Like someone took the graphics out of Max Payne 1 and then just like added like stretched those textures onto like a 2D plane and just like
fantastic.
no, but it's so bad and they're doing
It
so
does its
good.
job, yeah.
It like people are like, "Oh, Indiana Jones." And you're like, "Indiana kinda Jones." That's what it looks like. Like and they're just clones of clones, like like the casino
I think
game.
in successful casino games, game needs to have some bad taste involved.
It feels like it and I can't do that.
Usually
like, I
there is
wish.
some
Yeah.
like rotten thing, like
yeah.
fuck, I hate it. Like
But
from
it works.
visual perspective,
Yeah.
it's ugly, but it performs very well.
But dude, like the Book of Dead, Book of
yeah, exactly. There are shit
Ra-
ton of books now.
Oh my god!
Every like
Everyone's just making a clone
it's
out
like
of them.
Egyptian
Yeah.
Lara Croft or Indiana Jones. They
Yeah,
are all the
just
same,
like-
all the
same,
same
yeah.
symbols and just different. Like
Yeah.
there's dude, there's girl, but everybody has pyramid
the
on
same,
background of gold.
Dude, it is all the same but different, and it's
I like how games actually casino being released. One company released the game, the
Yeah.
shit that floats. And like with Egyptian, and
Dude,
next
yeah.
6 months every company
everyone
makes
just does
Egyptian.
one. Yeah. It is insane.
Or like a year ago it was Aztec something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
everybody
everyone just-
releasing
yeah,
Aztec treasure or whatever.
Oh my god,
thing.
all the time, dude. And the Chinese market, let's not even get started.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, because no one has really, because I think like gambling is prohibited in China, but you still try to make, like games that appeal to like a Chinese audience, and there are so many, and some people aren't even trying. Like I saw, I was at the, what is that one called in London? The
Ice.
Yeah, I was there, and it was just like one of the Chinese games. Like they had several, and they didn't even redraw some of the graphics. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna use these symbols the
Copy
same." in
paste.
All our games, yes.
Holy shit!
It was just like the same symbols in all their games that were Asian.
Did I say that I went for an interview in Australia for one of these companies as
No.
well? So I almost got it,
Uh-huh.
but I never replied back to them after that
Ah.
interview because I was like, I'm not feeling it. But I would have almost been in the same field as you guys.
I
I'm
had
just
one
saying.
guy on the interview. He said, "I believe in." He replied, "I believe in God. What you do here, it's like disgrace. I can't work for your company."
So you hired him?
And then he drinks
No.
alcohol.
He was in Ukraine for net and studio.
Yeah. Oh well.
Religious. I think
Not a
quite a
big
good
fan.
artist, but
Yeah,
the
well,
fun
of
thing, I found his portfolio like last year, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
works for Casino now.
Oh, he does. Well,
Motherfucker.
yeah. Well, I guess God doesn't really.
Well, God doesn't pay that much, I guess.
Oh my God. Yeah.
If Jesus was alive,
Yeah,
he'd be a
so,
gambler,
yeah.
for sure.
Learned some basic drawing and come to
Oh my
a dark side.
Yeah. Corruption gets us all in the end. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Why do we always do this?
I don't know. We're really good at it, though.
Yeah, we are.
I'm
Fuck
very
yeah.
proud of us.
Everybody loves Jesus. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Do we have anything more in the general
Tools?
I
or-
think I'm ready to jump to tools.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do the swishy, swishy.
And we're back. Yeah. This is the tools section.
Toolies.
Was about-
So, Artem, what do you love right now? Because I remember last time you hated brush, like
yeah, the brush pen.
Brush
Yeah, I
pen.
hated it 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, I tried to draw a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like it, actually. Not really mastered it, but I can achieve whatever results I want with it.
Mhm.
What type of brush pen are you using?
What
I
pen
use-
is that?
Yeah, what pen? What
I
pen
use
do you use?
various, actually. I don't have any preferred. I like those cheap ones from Muji.
Oh, yeah.
Those
yeah,
are
yeah,
good.
yeah.
They are more like brush rather than pen.
Mhm.
How thick are the brushes on those?
I
Are
think
they
they're fairly thin, right?
thinner or thicker? Because the stuff you showed looked really like thin-ish. And
I learned how to apply it,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to draw with one thickness.
Because
like
for
with
me,
one brush.
the one I only have the one, and it's a little bit too thick for me. That's why I got discouraged to
Yeah,
use
it's
it.
probably
because-
more pen. There are certain there are more pens than brushes, and certain types there are more brush.
Yeah,
than
and this one is more
pen.
brush for sure.
Yeah, you can try those which are more brush, because those I think Pentel does it.
Mhm.
They are quite
Yeah,
hard.
Super.
And
yeah.
Tom-
Those are the ones
Tombow.
you use, right?
Tombow, yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones? Pentel are the ones you use.
I
right?
have, the
Pentel
Pentel Pocket
Touch.
brush, and I have that one as well,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's the big one, though, isn't it? Like the tall, long one.
Ah,
It has,
like traditional design.
Yeah.
This is more like brush.
Oh, okay.
I have one of those. Feels more like
Oh man,
artistic.
but the amount of ink that's just.
yeah.
That's-
but
yeah,
I don't like when it's fresh.
No.
Yeah,
The
I get
problem with brush pens and these fine liners,
Yeah.
I don't like when they are new.
Yeah.
Like usually first 2-3 drawings, they look very
Too
mechanical and like
Vectorized.
rigid. Yeah.
Traditionally.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And when it gets dry, like in the middle, not quite dry but not
Mhm.
very juicy, that's where magic happens.
But you should just, you should buy refillable ones and then just refill them a little,
Yeah,
so that they're
yeah,
always dry.
So you keep
Yeah,
it
yeah,
consistently shitty. Or
I have so many of them
Yeah.
collected during
You
the
don't
last
even-
3 years, like 20. Maybe they should run out first, and then
But you know what I like?
I'll buy
If
a new
you,
one.
you like some markers, like the Copic ones,
Mhm.
if you can buy them empty or you can empty them.
Yeah,
you know?
I know though.
And then just like fill them a little, and then just always have the dry brush. And then when the nib sort of like
That-
gets destroyed,
That's
you
what
can
I
just
have.
buy new
That's
ones.
what I
yeah.
have with I have yellow. This
Yeah,
yellow
yeah.
I put everywhere. It's Copic. But I haven't learned how to refill it properly, so it always
Oh,
is
it's
semi-dry,
always-
and I love it.
Very
I
nice.
quite like it.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's how you develop your style. Yes. Unique.
Like, it's always on my fingers, but not in the marker.
Yeah, no, dude.
And it's very well designed. I know monkey should be able to refill it, but I can't.
You just pull it out and then you just drip into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even googled there are technique
Yeah,
with a needle and stuff.
yeah.
But
I just take it with my hand. I don't care. Like fuck that needle.
Yeah, me too.
Except
I
the
also
black
have
one.
to
The
do that.
black one is horrible to grab. It's just like everywhere, and it's really prominent. But yeah, I'm always like my hands when I draw with the.
And the ink
pen.
is sticky when it dries.
I know, motherfucker. If you spill it on the
Yeah,
pen,
it's like
it's
sugar.
garbage. It's
just
just like
stuck.
Oh, I hate that. Yes.
can't even drop the pen anymore. It just like sticks. I spilled it on. Ooh, la la.
Trying to time it. Salut. How do you say cheers in
Skål.
Ukraine?
Budmo.
Budmo.
Oh,
Budmo.
perfect.
How do you say what's up?
What's up?
Because a girl in the Discord channel that you all should be at right now just wrote it in Ukrainian, and I couldn't read it. So I think it was.
I don't know. Maybe there's some new slang.
It was
I have
some.
no idea.
I stuck in 90s slang in Ukraine.
They wrote
so
like somebody wrote how to say it. It was like
I'm an
our
old fart.
Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it was just.
maybe it was Russian.
Maybe it is
If
Russian.
it's
I have no
a lot
idea.
of it's Russian.
Dude, we can't read that. It's that one.
Jak sprawy?
Jak sprawa!
Jak
Of course,
sprawy.
that's what I
Jak
thought of.
sprawy, bro.
It means like how's going.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Jak sprawa.
Jak sprawa.
Cool.
Spieprz mi.
Oh man, I love.
That's Polish, not.
Yeah, I think so.
And I-
Spieprz mi moje kurwa.
Yeah.
Oh.
My-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Polish.
there you go.
That's definitely Polish.
And that's for you Polish people.
But I think we've
Nothing
learned it the
good.
wrong way. You don't
Yeah, I
exactly
know.
say it that way. Because
I
I've
know.
tried saying it to Polish people, and
I
they're
think
like,
the kurwa is what
Yeah,
comes
kurwa
across.
is
Yeah.
easy
is
to
fine.
master.
Yeah, that's easy. But
Like I'm really good at Polish. I'm like smacznego kurwa. Like, do you know what smacznego is?
Yeah, it's like enjoy
Yeah.
a meal.
Enjoy your meal. Whore.
in Ukrainian, it's smacznoho.
Oh well, there you go.
Smacznoho. Yeah, that sounds
It's
better.
close.
I don't know why I have never like done this before. Like
Smacznego.
smacznego kurwa. Like it's perfect.
But
like,
other
My Polish friends.
other many occasions you can
Yeah.
use it like every
but-
day.
No, but it's
Every
like
time you eat,
I don't know.
at least
Every
two
time
times
you-
today.
exactly when you eat with friends.
Yes. Smacznego, kurwa.
Perfect. And for those of you that don't understand,
Yeah,
it's just as good.
too bad.
Well, yeah, it's just good that you don't.
Yeah, don't
'Cause
Google
you're-
it.
Yeah, don't Google. You don't need kurva in your life.
So yeah.
Yeah, don't
There
be
was
Paolo Barrow.
tools.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have you tried anything else, Robert?
What have I done?
What have I
What
done?
have I done? No, I just
No, that's good.
I started continued my poster
It
again.
looked awesome with the rats, Tango and rats.
That's all I did. I polished up the car,
Yeah.
and realized that I had missed the proportions a bit. So now the car is not popping out of the frame as I wanted it to.
You
So
son
it's
of a
going to
bitch.
be constrained, which sucks. But
Disaster.
total disaster. Now I have to redraw the whole thing.
Yeah, you should.
Another 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months.
No,
No, he's drawing like
Car
this
drawing.
ginormous,
I'm
Ah.
doing a 1-to-1 poster.
Oi.
Yeah.
crazy man.
Huge.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. And it sucks. But it's looking good. I feel good about
does
it. The
look good.
rats came out really quick. I think I
Mhm.
did both of them within like 20 minutes or
That's
something.
awesome.
Good foundation sketch, and I really like the way they're framed as well. And I just did quick sketch, so like it's going in the right direction. And now I just need to find the right sort of font
Mhm.
or type for the title,
And you're going to draw it by hand, no layer
Yes.
styles, motherfucker.
Why are you doing it by hand?
because I want to.
A traditional piece, man. He's making
I
a
mean,
poster.
maybe make us some sketch before.
But he's going to sell it.
Like I
Yes,
did,
but-
I did
Oh,
a
he
sketch,
did a sketch. This
and
is-
with the type and everything I do, I sketched that out. Like I
Uh-huh.
sketch out parts of it when I'm stuck. But now I'm not happy with the font that I chose. Sort of, I wanted it very, like, linear and hard edged,
Well-
like very almost Helvetica type.
Uh-huh.
But now I want it more, not times, but more that sort of sans serif-ish.
Sans.
Yeah, just more.
Comic Sans, right?
Yeah, exactly,
like a bit more
exactly.
serious.
But
Yeah.
a little
Less
bit,
choice.
a little bit more. I don't
Always.
know, flowy or dynamic, easier to read. But in the same time, I have this maze or labyrinth type of texture in the back,
Mm.
which the Helvetica or really hard font would
work
tie
better.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm going back and forth in my head with that all the time and not doing anything about it. So it's
Go
more
digital.
Yeah.
Like on that part, I mean, just photograph
That's
it
what-
and just do a quick
That's what I
sketch if
did.
you
So
want.
the last thing I did before I came here was took a photo of the art piece. So when I come home or go home, I'm gonna import it to the pad and like work with it. Also trying to figure out again, because I want to have this color tone throughout the whole poster.
Oh, like a gradient through it?
Like with the spray can that you got me or the spray thing, and do like acrylic paint with water and like loosely spray.
You know they have
lights.
transparent paint now.
I've heard, but I haven't found it
It's
anywhere.
called Alien.
Do you know where they sell it?
It's called, I think it's called Montana Alien.
Oh, really?
Shit. So it's
Yeah,
not
I
bad,
tried
yeah.
it like back in the days in
Is it water-based?
in
stuff?
Ukraine. No, it's like this nitro or whatever.
Yeah.
What is chemical thing?
Yeah,
but it's
that's
really
why I'm
really
worried.
good.
Because I wanted to get I bought one of those sprays and it was super solid.
Yeah.
And I want it to be transparent more.
But this is it's called Alien and it's very transparent. You can really make a smooth gradient.
Okay. Alien.
Yeah. They used to have only black and this glow in the dark,
Okay.
but it was 7 years ago when I tried.
So
Maybe
they-
they updated.
Because now
Try-
I want
try it,
a
most
really
likely.
good, nice red. That's what because red is like the color of the font for Tango and Cash is the movie that I'm doing. So yeah, something like the Coke can, like that solid red is
red,
what I
yeah.
really want.
Yeah, it's hard to find that good red. Like,
But
Red is
and that's
always
the thing
hard
because
to
I
find.
want it to be solid and transparent because I want that color for the text,
your
and then
requirements are crazy.
gradient,
You
and
should have done that
Maybe
when you
there are
started.
there are acrylic things like Liquitex. They do a very great job with markers and spray cans.
Okay.
Maybe they improved their game on the spray also.
and this is the
and
thing.
try
Like
it.
I need to start experimenting with that
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because now I've reached that part of the poster where I need to start adding that color.
Yeah, that's the
So-
thing. But try it somewhere
But it's gonna be
on another poster.
so scary, because I need to mask a lot of the stuff because
Yeah.
the whole poster's not gonna be red, just parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know,
shit, yeah.
fuck. For me, it's like I watched the Drew Struzan documentary so many times just to get inspired by him and how he does it. And he does it so easily. And he's
There-
like, doesn't give a shit about how he does it and like works with the mistakes if he
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
a mistake. But this is the first time I'm doing a poster like that. So for me, this is like almost like the first time I tattooed somebody. It's that scary. So
Yeah, if you fuck up, you have to.
if I
start
fuck
over,
up, I fuck up. Like
But
it's fucked.
that's easy. That's got easy with masking now. There's masking marker.
Yeah.
Oh,
there-
shit.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
one at home.
It's
What?
Molotov.
Yeah, Molotov's masking
Masking,
marker.
marker.
Yeah.
So
can
you
pen store.
apply it and then you peel it
Yeah.
off?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
it's like
Okay.
a liquid, like a
But
gel. type
it's
of-
liquid gel. It's quite thick. It's 1
Yeah,
millimeter.
Okay.
So that might be worth it.
But for the big size, I think, it will be enough.
Especially for like because I normally mask with baking paper. You know,
You
oven
can
paper.
mask basic shapes with baking paper, but
then just do
precise
the-
contours with this
Exactly,
marker.
Exactly.
You can just
Fuck, that's genius. Thanks, guys.
It looks like a blue
yeah.
powder with white.
just ask a pen store.
it
They
looks
know exactly.
disgusting.
That's
like-
who-
All
yeah.
right.
But you need to shake it and apply.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really
Yeah.
good one.
I would have
think,
given you
uh,
mine if I had an idea of where the fuck it is.
No,
like
no,
it's
that's
somewhere
fine.
lost.
I use it. It's like 30 kronor
Yeah, it's
in
nothing.
Maton boutique.
Oh, they have it there
Oh,
as
well,
well.
there you
There you
go.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I need more stuff to mom's my tax
You-
stuff
yeah,
anyways.
yeah.
So
That's
it's
good.
I need to buy shit.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
shit! Now that you
yeah.
remind me, I need to do my
Yeah,
company
I know,
shit.
I know.
This, like, yeah.
But we're getting
GG.
our taxes back soon, I think.
You guys are. I have a aktiebolag. That takes way longer. I think I'll get mine in autumn.
Yeah, and I think mine was like a +/0. So like, because I do have to pay a lot
You
of
don't have a
tax.
company.
I got
Okay.
paid
Yeah.
PayPal.
Yeah. Fuck
Hi,
you, Arthur.
Skatteverket.
Well,
yeah, I got
No, I
paid
think
with
shout
PayPal.
No, I think PayPal actually like gives records to Skatteverket. and
How?
shit. Like that's how it works. You can't like all the money, like any place that you get money from, will also like give out information to all these like tax places. I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
have no idea how it works.
if they give a shit.
No, but the thing is, it needs to be large amounts of money that come in. You know,
I don't make that
if
amount,
you made
the criminal amount.
not yet, yeah. So
And that's the
should be
thing.
fine.
That's something that I like. This is totally off topic, but just like when you think of when you were a kid and you think of like 1 million Swedish crowns, like how much money that was. Like even 1,000 Swedish crowns was
Yeah,
like
dude.
unfathomable, and now $1 million is still like, bitch, you can't even buy an apartment with $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing. Like it's so fucking weird.
You
thinking
can
of,
still imagine 1 million, but you can't buy a apartment.
like if you're a
Yeah.
millionaire today, people are just like, yeah, like
Dude,
good for you, I guess. Like
it is insane.
that's like a down payment for an apartment. You don't even get an apartment if you have 1 million crowns. Like,
yeah, like $1 million
it's
crowns
so
is not.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's because I
No,
played.
you do get like
I
you
played
can-
bingo yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
shit, that
probably
was-
choose
yeah,
the wrong
yeah.
job.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like depending on who you are as an artist, I think you can make like a lot of money,
Yeah.
especially if you work within like the commercial sector. You know, where you do like
Yeah.
ads and shit,
yeah.
I think
like
that's
freelance.
the biggest.
Yeah,
And in the tattoo industry as well, it's very like, it's not easy to go that way, but it is easy to make yourself into like a very profitable artist. You know, because you look at these people that they take like $5,000 per session. That's 50,000 Swedish
Yeah,
crowns.
it's a good gig.
for one day.
yes,
That's one day's
Yeah.
work, and they do probably 6 days a week.
yeah.
That's it's insane.
I
Like,
wouldn't
that's so
need
much
more.
money. No,
But that's what I said as well. I would just do like 2 gigs a month and then do my own shit.
and that's the thing. They're doing the exact same job I am.
That's
You know,
always
like
work.
you know how much that sucks in my head.
Dude.
But
I do get that.
I don't care about
But
the
then
money.
I think
I don't.
about like what my parents made together, and that I make more than they did
together,
together.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
"Ah, I'm doing pretty good.
Exactly.
Because this business, like the casino business, like when it comes to paying the artists, and
Yeah, it's
they
good.
pay well. They pay
Yes.
well. Like it is. I'm not ever gonna complain because I know people that, like, oh, I earn the same, but then you hear about them working like 12 hours.
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
Like,
And
a
you,
day.
you,
Yeah.
you no stress, 9 to
No,
5.
no. And you're flexing like
lunch,
a bit. Like, oh
yeah.
shit, I need to go
Flexible
pick up this
hours,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it, like at a small company,
No crunch, no overtime.
nothing. And it's you that like you pull like, oh, I can't come in today. They're like, I don't care. Like I'm not
like-
dependent on your shit.
no,
And just so they like, it's so much easier, and like the amount of freedom that you have with like working at a small company. It's not like you need to check in your hours or you
Yeah.
do. No, they just like
Exactly.
like I think my boss told me like just do your job, like have your stuff done when they're supposed to be done, and I don't really care how you get there.
Yeah.
You know, like that type of mentality. Like
they
we
always say
trust
that
you.
in the beginning.
But it's
No,
really,
they don't. Trust
it's
me,
quite
they
easy
don't.
to see.
Yeah.
Like in case of artists, you can't hide.
Oh,
Like
no,
if you
yeah.
haven't produced shit, you don't have anything
Yeah,
new.
no, exactly.
Nobody sees anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
like a code. Oh, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, like,
Oh,
I
I,
did
I
it.
must have
Yeah.
missed something. Yeah.
exactly.
But here, we don't see anything new. Is there something? Yeah.
No, you have to.
You
yeah.
answer.
Exactly.
Exactly. So you do have to produce stuff, but I like that they trust you with it. Like you're like, oh yeah, I have a dentist appointment, and then this, they're like, that's fine.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
log
like, yeah.
on work-life balance.
Yeah.
That's why I'm still here.
Dude, yeah, it is awesome because I hear about places like friends that worked in Australian game companies and like the amount of crunch, and I'm like, you're making mobile games. What the fuck could you be crunching? Like, what are you making? Like rocket science behind those games? Like, is there something I don't know? But it is insane how people, and then you work like in Sweden on some of these like super sweet companies.
Yeah,
in
I
Europe.
worked in China on
Yeah.
mobile games, and it's not like native mobile game.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like a localization of an existing game.
Yeah, exactly.
Just add some texture and some banners and shit.
Yeah.
And
What
they,
was that?
And they had the crunch times
Yeah.
and stuff.
What was your hours when you worked in China compared to now?
It's from 9 to 6
Mhm.
there, But the big difference was you need to punch out the card.
Oh, no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
If you
So like a
punched,
factory.
if you punched 1 minute before 6, the 1 hour will be deducted from your daily payment.
Oh my god.
What?
You can't.
You can't
Flex.
check out before.
You
6.
Yeah.
Written permission.
And I mean, you can't do anything about it. You can say sometimes there are system bugs. For example, it doesn't track your checkout or check-in.
So you get fucked.
Yeah.
No, you work 24 hours a day.
Yeah. And like they don't.
You just never punch the card.
Yeah, and there's not much holidays.
No.
Like I think native they have only 5 days of vacation per year.
What
God
the
damn.
fuck?
Like we as foreigners, we had like special contract. It was like 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
And they have this
Perspective.
2 big holidays. I think it's National Day and
New
Chinese
Year.
New Year.
Yeah, New Year's.
You have like a lot of holidays in a row,
Mm.
but then you compensate this like middle days or
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
And there were times where we've been working like 3 weeks in a row with no holidays.
Jesus.
Because we need to compensate these weekdays we used for a holiday.
Holy shit.
that is horrible. Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just you slavery. You work like a slave. You don't have any motivation, anything. Like you work every day.
And then you think of all
3
the
weeks.
thousands of people doing that right now, and probably worse.
And
than
they're
what
not
you
doing.
had,
The
you know?
company went to shit. So
Oh, there you go. So
The-
at
the
least your
latest
colleagues
news
are.
the latest news I've heard, like all foreigners back home, they pretty much
Yeah.
alright
All right.
because company sunk.
Mm.
Jesus. Yeah. Shit
But
like
that's-
that.
Well, you
man.
can't rely
So
on one
interesting,
game
though.
because they find it out it was an easy money to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
translate the game,
Yeah.
but they
yeah.
haven't managed to grab other successful project or develop their own
Of course.
because the approach was, I don't know, did I talk about it?
I don't think so.
We had a lot of like native project going on,
Mhm.
like developing like their own games,
Yeah.
but because management was so like narrow-minded, like we discussed at the beginning of the episode, like
Yeah.
they don't see difference between sketch and
Yeah.
until they
yeah.
see a final graphics.
Yeah.
Like you need to deliver like a quality of final game in 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and one level of the game
Yeah.
it's considered as a demo. It's to show some
Like a finish.
idea.
Yeah.
It's not like a concept sketch as
No.
we will do
No,
that
it's
or
final
some
art. Yeah.
some puppet animation or you need to deliver like one level of a game.
It's like 100%.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fucking insane.
Jesus.
Imagine the workload. You don't
And the-
even have
Oh,
to
man.
punch out.
And the guy said, I need the graphic level of Warcraft, and we are 5 people, and there's 3D
Yeah.
like a lot
like there's no
texturing, user interface.
Yeah.
And good luck saying no. Like,
I told him, I asked him what he said. That was the only first and last time I've been on meeting. Like,
Yeah.
He said he needs the graphics of like,
World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, but I've heard World of
Yeah,
Warcraft.
you heard that. Yeah.
And I started laughing my ass out. Right there.
Oh
They
my
didn't,
God,
didn't
yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
They thought I'm just disrespectful to
Oh my God.
management and
Oh,
tradition
shit.
or whatever.
Tradition
my
of
God.
slavery? I'm like,
Whoa.
what tradition? Here's
oh, what a rich tradition it
fun.
is.
yeah, wow.
But it's insane to think that, I mean, still today, like, people are slaves.
Like in
essence,
not so
like,
many words.
You know,
yeah,
in
dude.
theory, I guess.
Huh?
It's fucking
Like
crazy.
in
Like,
regarding work conditions, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think it's because we like Western world consumes a lot.
mhm.
Yeah.
They rely on us. If we will not consume, they will not produce.
We make
probably.
money, we have to spend it on something,
Also.
I guess. It's the whole loop of...
It's so
But
so
I don't know.
dark.
Maybe after all these epidemic things, it will
Yeah.
change something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. I hate stuff, so I've said it so many times.
Yeah, Ilias and stuff doesn't really work.
Oh man, like pens is about the amount of stuff that I like to buy. Like pens, I don't like to buy
Pens are
movies.
good.
Pens are good because they're just
Pens
like
and video games. Those are.
yeah,
Thank you.
but,
Yes.
but
And also
there's-
movies.
Everything
also
else,
comic books.
like clothes, are not worth anything. Like
You have to you have to
I don't-
save stuff for like your family and girlfriend or boyfriend to buy to you, and that is clothes, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that is true.
Video games, movies, comics, and pens. I take care of all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry about that, Anna. Clothes. Clothe me.
Clothe me, feed me.
I don't know what you're singing.
I have no idea what
No.
I was singing. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
And I was going to ask you one more thing.
No.
Have
Yes.
you ever thought about drawing big, Artem?
Drawing big.
Yeah, like Robert size, big. Like
poster size?
poster size.
Yeah,
like
I-
Poster size Artem sketches.
But I used to draw big, like in
Oh, yeah, shit,
in
you
university.
told- yeah,
it
yeah,
was
you
A1 drawings,
Yeah.
like with easel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Like
actually
artsy.
yeah, it's actually a work. You stand like with the shoulder.
Yeah, work with your whole shoulder.
With the
yeah. Mm-hmm.
shoulder. Not like here you draw with a wrist
Yeah,
on the
just-
yeah.
on the sketchbook or
And that's the
paper
thing
or
with
table.
with this piece with the poster. Like I worked 2 minutes and my shoulder is dead. Like I'm so not used to it, and it's so like the muscles are so different, and it's just horrible.
Yeah, it's a lot like long distance from shoulder, close your elbow,
Yeah.
and like super intricate details. But
And now I've done everything that it's in the lower part of the poster too. So everything that I can do sitting down is done. So now the rest of the poster is
Just
standing
standing.
up as well. So now I have to stand and
Ah,
do this.
yeah,
so
but
so many muscles. I don't have these muscles.
that's usually how they draw big. They put it on easel,
I know.
and you need to.
but that's
work
them, and that's not
from
me.
1 meter, like.
Just put it lower, bro.
Yeah,
But,
no, I've been thinking about actually putting it on the floor and just lying down and like doing the whole like 5th grade drawing
still
war
love that, yeah.
things. Yeah, just I think that's gonna be my go-to.
Yeah, I think I don't have a problem with drawing big.
Mm.
But
Big boy.
you've gotten into the whole Lino.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
thing.
got a question
Lino
about that as
gravure.
well. How did you get into that? What made you cocaine? Just
No,
say it.
that
Always.
actually never had an interest in Lino and how it looks because it's very rigid and outdated. But then I found some similarities with vector graphics,
Mhm.
and there was a cool producer, Andrew Weatherhall. He has died recently, unfortunately,
Okay.
in February or March.
Was it
And I
Corona?
found
Corona.
yeah, he produced a lot of cool records, mostly like 90s, like housey kind of stuff. And he's really a punk guy. I saw old interview with him like 2005. He gives an interview in a studio. It's basically like a room. He has his like platinum disc somewhere.
Oh,
like,
cool.
in there. Not hanging
Not on the walls,
walls,
just
yes,
everywhere. Yeah.
in the corner on a crate with old
Fucking artist.
old vinyl records, and he talks to a journalist, and he cuts like line on the floor.
On the floor.
Like that studio, like badly lit,
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
see shit, very like shadow. He's like platinum selling and like legend.
So
And he does all this preparation, cutting, like in just 40
Yeah.
minutes. Like very simple thing, and he's been talking a lot about like his approach to music production, and it seemed like very similar punk approach how I approach art, very like from the energy side and like expressing yourself in very simple way. And he did this liner cut right there on the floor. I was quite impressed. Whoa. I was thinking, yeah, I wanted to try it, but I thought it's super complicated. But this guy made it like so simple. Maybe I should try it.
That's
And then I googled like YouTube, Skillshare, how to do that. Of course, there are a lot of most of the examples is like this classic.
Yeah, yeah.
It's more. I don't like it because it's focused more on carving.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
you carve the board, the wood or line or the
Yeah.
plate. They put a
Copper,
lot of effort in it. I don't really like it because it like smooth, a lot of traditional thing and
Yeah, you wanted to
It
look.
looks-
Yeah.
too hip.
Oh, yeah.
But I find it. Oh, I can apply my vector graphics and graffiti knowledge into that and make some, like, approach it from my side. I tried
Yeah.
it. I've bought like starter liner kit from
Yeah.
Amazon for
That's-
like 300
That's
krona.
what I wanted to ask. So what the
That's what-
process? Do you have like a press as well, like one of those?
No, I use like Baron. It's included. It's very like plastic. There is actually a thing included. It's like a plastic thing with a handle and screw. And this
Yeah.
plastic thing is like a box, round box. There are knives inside. They changed.
Okay.
You can change different
the-
knives. You
yeah.
need a thinner, thicker, and stuff. Then you
Cool.
put it back in the box, apply this handle, and it transforms into
Yeah,
Baron.
into the, yeah, so you
so
can
dope.
press it.
And
Yeah.
you just press it like with hand, like it's hand printed. Basically.
Oh shit.
I don't have any press. Well, press is damn heavy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw one in the shop. I considered buying it. It costed like 3,000 or something. But it's
God
heavy.
damn.
It's like 50 kilo or something.
I mean,
it looks-
it's worth it though.
It's
Like
so small. It's small. Like
considering the amount of work you can do and how easy that would make it.
if
If
well,
you do large prints, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
would
of
make that
course.
money back pretty quickly, I think.
I
Like,
don't
in
know.
the long run.
I don't know. It's very for those who understand what it is, because people don't know.
No.
When you show it, they don't see a
it
difference.
looks
Is it
like a Stone Age torture machine or
like
whatever. Yeah.
like Stone Age vector graphics, or it's so
Yeah.
rigid, or
Because we did that in high
Is it
school. I loved
drawing?
it. I thought it was so much fun, and I've always wanted to get back into it.
yeah, no,
And then I totally forgot about it, and then I saw your stuff, and it reignited that passion
you-
again.
yeah, you should try it because we tried it back in the children art school, but I didn't like it. It's a lot of things involved.
But
Yeah, that's what I hate most
I've always
about some
been
art
very
things.
drawn to like building stuff and working with wood and stuff
maybe
like
you
that.
love it. Maybe not even lino, but wood
Wood carving is
like
something that I
more
really want
traditional.
because I haven't tried wood carving. I've done copper plates and the
Ah.
lino.
I actually
Copper plates
would
was
like to
nice.
copper plate
Yeah.
thing.
It's very similar to tattooing actually because you can't fuck up. You know,
Yeah.
And
with
I-
lino it's a little bit more forgiving in a sense because you carve out bigger pieces.
It depends
can,
also.
but-
But if you are into detailed piece, I think you need to.
Of course, you
Be
need
careful.
to. Yes, yes. But with the copper, like every little thing you miss is gonna be very in your face. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see every little thing because it's so sharp when it
Yeah,
gets
I'd like to
printed, you know.
try this copper plate. How it's called intaglio with.
Oh, dude, I
With
don't
acid-
know.
with
Like, I
acid,
haven't checked.
Yeah, we
and
didn't
stuff.
We didn't do acid. We did just press. Just so we had this huge. Again, it looked
Yeah,
like
they-
a
they're
torture
big.
machine, and it just pressed in. So you got like an indentation in the paper. It's like, yeah, but this
Like
was
a relief?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, a relief. But this was like 20 years ago. Like,
Yeah, I saw a
So-
note at the shop. They are like workshop, like with all the artists. They have
Oh,
all the
cool.
equipment and stuff. But it's in Swedish. I couldn't talk to them how to apply. How
yeah.
like they say they have all the material. They have all the stuff you need, but you need just to buy materials.
Okay.
They have all the people like masters who work there.
Oh
with
shit!
those machines.
Send me the details. And,
No, I don't have it. It's
No.
in Maton shop.
Oh,
So somewhere
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
board,
but
this message
because
board.
that sounds really interesting. I would love
Yeah.
to do something like that.
Yeah, I'd like to try this all the techniques like this gravure, engraving. Yeah, I find it satisfying to just prepare and a lot of work involved,
Exactly.
a lot
It's-
of experimentation,
It's that whole process.
and you
too.
appreciate
Yeah.
it like more.
Actually, on the subject of that, I was looking into buying some type of tool to burn into wood, so I could do the Zelda stuff, like not Zelda
I
specifically.
have one of those if you want to
But
borrow it.
I want to do it like like buy like a circular sort of piece of like wood with the bark on top, and then just do like a Zelda painting inside of that, and just see how it looks.
Burning sucks.
It does.
It takes so fucking long.
I
I would.
I used to do it in childhood.
Can I
would
just
go-
get a hotter thing.
Yeah, you can. No, but
It's like buy the
you can
most-
probably get a better one that I have. I bought like the cheapest. What's that called in English? Like lödkolv.
Yeah, I don't know what
One
they're
of
those
called.
that
Like
you,
those things that you like. I don't even know that you use to fix like
Circuit boards
circuit
and
boards
shit.
and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
One
Like
of those.
soldering.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Ah,
what
but
it's
it's
called.
not for wood.
No,
burning.
but you can buy
but you
one
can
that-
still
Ah.
use it.
Yeah.
Like so, that's what I bought because it has those really nice fine tips, and it also comes with like scalpel knives and all
I
that
didn't
stuff
know
as well.
you can burn wood with that.
No, you can, but it's not as strong. Like
That's
it
the
doesn't-
thing. Like
yeah.
it takes forever.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's very, very.
But what are they called? The ones for wood? They're still like the same thing.
I had one like for a kid,
Yeah.
like Soviet one for kids back in the day.
That's what I need. I need a Soviet one.
It
Like
was
just-
it
Just
was
go to
like
Russia.
Just
it was a small box
Yeah.
with wire and this pan. It has like a U shape.
Yeah, exactly.
Shape.
Exactly.
It was quite fun.
Yeah, we used to have these at school. Like I
Exactly.
don't know what the fuck they're
Yeah.
called. Like I tried because I found the ones that you use on like 10 and
Yeah,
or like is that what it's called? Like the
10. Yeah.
it's in Swedish maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
it. But on circuit board, you know the white
Mhm.
metal whatever the fuck that's called.
Yeah.
No, lead? Is it lead?
Is it
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it
No,
lead,
is.
they
it's
blee.
lead.
Oh fuck yeah, that's right.
So lead
Yeah.
like it's not lead. It's
What's it,
I
those
don't know.
soldiers? 10 soldater.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Fuck
Like-
it.
but they're called
soldering
lead.
soldering
Yeah, fucking
metal.
soldering, yeah.
That thing.
And
We're not that
like,
technical.
but I need to check. Yeah, I need to check one for wood so I can
Yeah.
burn because I think those could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah, because
Like for the specific style. I don't think I would draw anything else but that specific sort of like brush, like how I do the portrait
Maybe-
or the
Maybe you can even buy it on marketplace.
do
There are some interesting
Probably.
still people in rural area selling
everything.
like
Dude, I've
and
seen
it
everything,
costs
yeah.
like
nothing.
it's shipping expensive because some
No.
things are dirt cheap.
Yeah, dude, depends on the size and the seller because they could be an asshole, you know.
Okay.
But you can like, dude, some of the things they're selling outside of Stockholm,
Yeah.
so cheap, dude.
Yeah.
A guy was like, I'm building my
Like
own
3
gym.
times cheaper for
Dude.
the same thing than in Stockholm.
Yeah, this guy was like, since I'm building my own gym, this guy was like selling one of these leg presses,
Uh-huh.
and I checked the price for that one. It costs like new, like 35,000. This guy was selling it for 5.
But
I
that's the
was like-
thing. Like
I
he
could've
just
just
wants to
bought it.
get rid of it.
Yes,
And
Yeah,
then
but-
he's just happy to get something for it.
Sure.
You know?
but fuck,
For
man.
those things.
You could have, I could have bought it and then just resold it and then bought something else for it. You know what
But
I mean?
how much is shipping?
No, that's the thing. I need to go there and get it.
Ah,
That's the
okay.
problem.
Yeah.
That's because you can't ship. It's a ginormous.
Yeah,
But that was the
thing.
thing. I sold my my gym or bank
Yeah,
press.
yeah, yeah.
And actually, I found out later
The bench. Yeah.
that it wasn't complete because I found parts that
Parts.
he
Ah.
didn't get.
Damn.
But he paid 1,000 for it. I was
That
ready
is
to just ship
insane.
it to the fucking scrap yard
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it was a piece
yeah,
of
big
garbage.
thing is,
pretty much.
it's hard to get rid of.
And it's just
especially
standing
here.
there.
Not gym
Right.
stuff.
But he
No
he,
gym.
Yeah,
he
this
actually
was like a bench.
bench press like
Ah.
a gym.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
had
know.
the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, the whole thing.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
But he came and picked it up. He paid me 1,000 crowns for it, and that was me getting paid to just send it to the scrap yard.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
Oh,
Okay.
you know, not having to
Yeah.
sell it to
Exactly.
the scrapyard. Yeah.
Exactly. It was amazing. And
Yeah,
that was
dude.
again. It's Anna. She is like the mastermind of all of this.
Dude,
if
I
it was
leave
me,
them, yeah.
I would just fucking throw it.
Yeah, but so do I.
I
But
can't
so-
be fucked doing
what I
that
do?
whole selling
like
thing.
when I don't want to sell something, I just want to get rid of it like fast. I just put it on my driveway. I write it's for free. Whoever comes first can just grab it. You don't have to knock. You don't have to do shit.
That's
it's
what they
right
did.
there, and they just come pick it up, leave.
That's what they
Ah,
did
that's
in,
good.
in Australia, in Sydney, or
Yeah.
especially in the Bondi area.
Yeah,
They had every Sunday,
yeah.
or I think it was one Sunday a month, they had a big garbage truck come around and pick like big furniture and stuff up.
Picks up your your lawn furniture and just
But, yes, no, but pretty much. Like, but because that happened, people would always put the stuff out on the streets and
curb.
stuff.
Ah.
Okay, yeah.
So for students like us,
It's a
it was
good
perfect because sometimes they even put like a brand new TV because people in this area were rich as fuck. So they're like, no, we bought a bigger TV. So we don't need this. So it's a functioning 50-inch fucking flat screen standing there. So if you have a car, you just go and pick it up.
And that's why
Brand
they
new
work
bed.
overtime in China, bro.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that was
Exactly.
But if you did that here, like in the
Jesus.
city, you'd
Yeah.
get probably sued or fuck,
dude,
fuck who
definitely.
knows.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, an angry note.
Damn, you need to pay 7 kroner for plastic bag now.
Oh,
yeah.
my
Oh,
God.
shoot. Yeah, I know. I'm getting ruined.
I did the same thing as you. I bought 7 bags, and they were like 70 crowns. I'm like,
Yeah.
like that. Have you seen the GIF?
Yeah,
where
I
the
did.
guy?
They even
That's what I
include
felt like,
these
yeah.
small
Yeah, the small-
veggie
no,
bags.
no,
We
no.
went to supermarket, like we done supermarket 3 weeks ago, and it was like 50 kroner for just plastic bags.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, I didn't even like. The thing is, I'm not against the idea of trying to like minimize plastic.
No, no.
But the thing is, I
but
didn't
charge you for the same shit.
Yeah, but
like-
no, what I didn't know was that this was a thing talked about and was going to be implemented.
Oh, so you've missed the whole.
Yeah, I've totally
Okay,
not
okay.
heard anything
They
about
put
any fucking
very small
plastic.
notices.
No, it was
near-
on the news and everything.
But
but
I
nobody
missed-
sees.
nobody
Nobody
watches
watches
the
the
fucking
news.
news.
Yeah,
There
I
are
just
no
accidentally
newspapers.
saw that.
They
and I
needed
was
to
like,
put it
oh.
at least on Aftonbladet. Or
I don't even
They
read that
had
shit,
that.
dude. That is the
I haven't
worst.
read it. I read Aftonbladet every day.
Dude, okay, yeah,
I,
no.
I missed that
read
info.
it on my receipt, basically, like you did.
Yeah.
I was like, 70 crowns? I just bought 7 plastic bags, and then like, motherfucker. Like, we haven't found a material that can do this, that isn't like destroying the earth. Like,
Apparently not.
Yeah,
We
let's
built-
charge more money
but
for,
dude,
for
we
the
built
plastic.
fucking no, dude. We built fucking planes that can fly into the sky with people in them,
Yeah.
and we
Even into
managed to
space.
land them and into space and back. But we can't figure out the plastic bag.
Not. It's not
Jesus
gonna happen. man.
Christ! Is this the extra money they get for plastic bags? Is that gonna go
Yeah,
back
where
into
are
research?
they going? Yeah.
Yeah, is that
Actually,
going
it
back
was.
into research?
I
of
blame
how to
5G.
solve? Yeah.
It's all
5G
5G.
people.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're gonna get
Someone
like,
need to
yeah, we're gonna
talk
get
about 5G.
dude, we're gonna get like an angry guy like, I don't like the way you talk about 5G and the government taking over the world and
And with that said,
Yeah.
moving on.
moving on. Okay, so no more 5G then.
5G
No more
rocks.
Okay, yeah, let's go back to
Retro.
what is the thing that was before all the 5Gs and 4Gs and 3Gs? GSM?
Edge.
Yeah, Edge and GSM.
GSM.
Yeah.
Cable.
We're going back. So they can't read our minds, of
Yes.
course, because COVID is a result of
The
Everybody-
dial-up.
5G. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got their aluminum caps on.
Yep.
Good, good. Safe. Stay safe.
Just need to adjust my. And we're back. So we are. Robert, do it.
So we are. Ilias, do it. No. Retro fucking time. I seriously didn't have any idea for today's retro. I wanted to improvise everything like we always do. So, yeah. Artem,
Yes.
retro. What is your current sort of major inspiration when it comes to maybe movies, music, comics, video games?
Anything, dude.
Anything that is not
that is,
you drawing, but that makes you want to draw. What is
Yeah,
your
well,
inspiration?
mostly music. The
Yeah.
whole life
Do it.
there was mostly music and video games.
Because you've become very, very into the music, or
I've
You've probably
I've
been-
in-
yeah,
into
you've
music.
always
but
been
you're
into music,
posting
yeah.
a lot of your music stuff, and I went back through your feed today and just checked out the stuff
I do
that you
it from
did.
time to time.
I loved your Sash
Oh,
interpretation.
Nintendo.
It was so
Nintendo version.
fucking good, dude.
Yeah,
that was
true.
so good.
Which
Thanks,
one?
thanks.
Ecuador was it?
Yeah, I made this Sash Ecuador.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
cover.
Nintendo 3DS.
With a
synthesizer,
PSP
yeah.
and like it's so impressive though.
Yeah,
like because
thanks.
I have no idea how you do that. So for me it's like
I just like application, like a game.
but you
a
just and just
synthesizer there.
it's not just it's you're fucking making magic happen. Same
No.
with your art as well.
No, but it's like a software produced by the company.
But it's so cool. And it's very because I've always loved old school game music. And I know it's probably a category in itself in the music world, and I don't know what that's called. I used to have, I think the band was called Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
and they made just music with the Game Boys.
Yeah, it's called
like
chiptune.
Yeah, I love chiptune.
And that's something that I've always wanted to sort of listen to more. But again,
Really, I always when I played old games, music was the least part of I enjoyed.
Really?
It was
No
so
shit.
annoying and repetitive.
no, but it's
I
just
don't know.
something really charming about it.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe.
I think
like
it's
I
more
like
now.
more
Played
like
the wrong games, bro.
Sega sound.
Yeah, Sega
Yeah.
had.
It was
they
more
had-
polished. And,
they
No, they had more
like-
music. Yeah,
like
they had.
house,
Yeah,
like raw.
but also Super Nintendo.
Super
was,
Nintendo,
like,
they
getting
had more like musical,
Yeah.
more, like Vector.
wasn't
I
like
like
Blippity
Vector
Blops, yeah.
Man soundtrack.
I don't remember that.
Vector Man music.
I don't remember Vector Man.
I only
You should check it out.
remember, what was that called? It was a racing game, and they had like really old school rock and roll.
Rock and roll racing.
Yeah,
Rock
that's
and
it.
roll
There you
racing,
go.
yeah.
But that was with the sort of Nintendo sound,
yeah.
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Nintendo
Nintendo does a good job with the sounds.
Yeah, Nintendo actually
still-
had,
they
even with the
still do.
blippity bloppity shit, they still had
Yeah.
very good music that you
Yeah.
still remember. Yeah, so
Your blippity bloppity
blippity bloppity chip tunes.
chip tunes. Okay, good. I need to write that down.
But chip tunes is like NES
Yeah.
era where
Yeah,
they
but that-
couldn't
Yeah, like
produce
Game
yeah.
Boy, NES.
Yeah, NES. Yeah,
That's raw 8-bit sound.
But that's that's the stuff I want to sort of listen to.
there is like there's a band that does like classic Nintendo games music, like the theme songs for these different games, but with a mariachi sort of, like this Mexican, but chiptune. So it's all like, it's so weird, but it's so good. It's
so
like
it's still
Castlevania.
chiptune.
Yeah, it's
but
like
with-
Castlevania with
Ba-ding-ding-ding-ding.
chiptunes. Yeah, and the fucking
That's
mariachi
interesting.
type of
That
thing.
sounds
And
awesome.
I just found it by mistake because I was trying to find Mexican music to tease my friend that's from Brazil, and we call him Mexican. And I was like, I need to find something. And then I just ended up on this shit, and I was like I want to tease him, but it's kind of good. It's just too good to use as a taunt. But yeah. But
yeah, the one interesting I've heard it was band Mr. Coconut Orchestra, and it had a cover version, Kraftwerk. You know Kraftwerk.
yeah.
They had a cover versions of best hits of Kraftwerk in cha-cha and bossa nova style.
Oh my god.
oh my god.
It was
dude.
amazing. actually, it's super amazing and
Oh, man.
creative and really groovy, like made with soul and right approach.
But so, what is your musical inspiration then? Like, because
Like,
we sort of interrupted you
I think
answering your question.
90s.
90s?
Yeah, mostly
More
The-
like grunge
No,
rock or
techno.
Techno.
like UK.
So like Scooter.
House, breakbeat, left field, The Prodigy, Orbital,
Oh, man.
Chemical Brothers. That was the thing.
Trashy techno. Yeah.
It's not really trashy.
But it had this dirty sound to it. Well,
Yeah,
at least
it's
when I
raw-
think of
it's
Chemical
like-
Brothers and
yeah,
Prodigy.
it's raw. It's a lot of. It's a lot
very
of
punk influence.
Yeah,
like
yeah. It's a lot of. I mean, that's why I like it. Like you can trace back to Wipeout.
yeah.
I mean, it's a good connection of the game music and visual style, and this music, like I was like growing up listening to it, and I've been watching these guys playing some weird shit, like not keyboards but some tweaking
Oh, dude.
tweaking some knobs and some DJ decks, and
And
I
you're like,
thought,
what are they
what
doing?
is this?
What
how
the-
they how
yeah.
they play? How it's made? It's some machines. They don't press any keys,
No, exactly.
but they play it. It works. It's like magic.
Dude, have you seen the guy that like has this like old time guitar, but it doesn't have strings? It has buttons, so it's basically Guitar Hero,
yeah,
but it's a
there's-
synthesizer of some kind, and he just like plays a song.
But
on
there was a band, Pendulum.
Yeah.
They had this guitar there. The Rob Swire. He used it.
Yeah,
Really?
It's
oh
like
my God, I
it's
died.
like guitar, but you can take like synth notes. and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. It feels
It's
more
like
like a-
MIDI controller. I guess.
exactly that. And
It has knobs on
Yeah,
on the
it-
neck. No, with the right approach,
Yeah.
it's always good. Like if you put generous amount of talent and
Yeah, dude.
considering, because a lot of people trying to make like cover versions,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
literal cover version, and it looks it sounds
yeah.
cheesy.
fuck, now that you mention that,
It-
there was a website that did that. They were called like blah 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 OC Remix, and there was this page where people were just taking, like famous like game songs and remixing them. Some had like lyrics to them, some had like more of like a house thing to them or like techno, and they would just like do remixes of all these famous video game songs.
Cool.
I don't remember what that site was called though. Like I always went there because you could download MP3s for
Ah,
your player.
shit. Oh,
So I
nice.
was always like grabbing, like this guy made like the whole Street Fighter album. And it had these like awesome remixes of like
I think
5
you
of the
gave
songs.
me,
Yeah, I think I
gave me
gave you a
those
couple
songs.
of but they were just
wonder what
epic
happened.
versions of video game songs.
Nice.
And then it became YouTube came along and you could rip those, and then eventually you didn't have to rip anything really.
No.
You just get it.
You just
Streaming.
streaming. But
Yeah.
streaming ruined music for me. Like
Yeah.
I listen to so much music, and I'm able to listen until I like can't listen to it anymore, and I have nothing else. And there's like so much out there, but it's just like this is not the sound I'm looking for. So I'm just like going to the next band, like this is not the sound I'm looking
Exactly.
for, or like I put on a radio and I let it play whatever.
Ah.
You get more picky now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Because
But,
the choices
Maybe
are so...
it comes with the age. Otherwise,
too.
you will stuck to your favorite records and will just
Yeah.
listen it to.
But I've already
Death.
done that. Yeah,
I
I've done that.
I
like-
tested myself now, actually, because Anna's always been sort of complaining that I always play the same fucking
Yeah,
playlist.
right.
You
say
always
same.
But it is what it is. Yes, I accept
get
that.
it.
It's
No,
fine.
no, it's-
I do add an occasional new song every once in a while. But I was like, all right, so the type of music I listen to is very like 2000, new metal,
Uh-huh.
that sort of era. Let's just do Spotify's own list and see
Yeah.
like what do they recommend.
The same,
and do I sort
Yeah.
of love that era of songs? And seriously, no. There were so many shitty songs
Yeah,
in that
dude.
list. I was like, no.
Yeah, they
like,
don't-
I'm not stuck in my little bubble of the 2000s. No. And then I went back and checked. There's a lot of new songs in there and shit. So Anna, if you're fucking listening,
like passive aggressively screaming through the podcast.
yeah, exactly. Don't fucking complain about the songs. They're new.
No, fuck. I've started listening to hip hop as I work out because I used to listen to rock music, and at some point people are like, "Oh, you need to listen to like harder stuff." But as soon as the drums go like there's no tempo to work
Yeah,
out.
how are
in.
you sup-
yeah, how are
you
you
can't-
supposed to? You can't. Exactly. So
You
that
can
like,
listen to some industrial, like KMFDM.
I can't do that though. I can't. Like it just doesn't work.
Exactly.
Like I love when
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
like rock music and like a touch of dubstep in it because I can't listen to dubstep. I can't like, but just like if it's in a
Me
rock
neither.
song, no, but that's the thing. But if it's in a rock song, it just like it gives the rock,
Emphasizes,
yeah, it
yeah.
like pushes the rock,
like
and
the corn
yeah,
with the Skrillex sound.
exactly. That
Yeah.
one is nice, and although I've ruined that one as well, so
Of course.
it's out now. But it's just finding songs, and I found that hip hop right now is what I can work out to. Like when a rock song comes up, it's like I don't even listen to rock. I'm like, what is this garbage? Like, but as soon as I'm done with the workout, you just pack the hip hop away because I don't want to ruin it. I can't listen to it like on my way to work because you can only listen to like workout songs for a period of time until they lose their magic.
Yeah, yeah.
And it doesn't matter what song it is, how good it is. You work out, for like a couple of months, and then you just like, this doesn't like do it for me
Yeah.
anymore. Like it's just like it loses its magic. You have to leave it for a year or something, and then like, oh, this old training list, and then you go back and you're like, yeah, this is good.
Maybe you should try listening to. I think they're called DED, not DAD.
No,
like
DAD,
that
but
band.
DAD.
Or maybe they
Classic.
are called DAD, but
Without
it's
the,
a different
the,
band.
the dots.
But it's like it's almost like Rage Against the Machine type style when it's rap, but with really hard like rock stuff.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
And for the newer generation, so not
Ooh.
like Rage Against the Machine,
But
but a
fuck.
little bit harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a tip.
I'll check it out. And if you have a link, send it. Because the song
will.
Calloused Hands you sent me, fucking awesome.
Oh, there you go. Good.
That
So
was good.
you'll love it.
Because the problem with rock music nowadays, for me personally, is that they all sound the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
I
oh, you're
agree.
influenced by the band that sounds exactly like you somehow, and then the other band that's you, basically.
Exactly.
And I can't even tell them apart. Like, you can if you listen for a while,
But it's still
it
like
is
a
the
copy
same,
of a copy
yeah.
of a copy.
And
Yeah.
I just like, nope.
Yeah.
It's like,
Again.
it's progressive rock. It's the same rock.
Not progressive.
Yeah. It doesn't feel. It's like
Doesn't matter
regressive
any-
rock.
Yeah, someone needs to do that.
No, but it's
Regressive
fine,
rock.
right? Yeah. No, but it's fine. Like,
If there are any musicians listen to
Yeah,
us,
yeah. But
invent
when I was-
regressive rock.
Yeah.
remember
exactly.
when we used to listen
Please.
to Three Doors Down?
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
cannot listen to Three Doors
I
Down.
have one. I have.
Jesus Christ, how did that work? Like, I was like, how did I was like, what? No.
I never listened to them.
No, but that's fine. You didn't miss out.
It was this emo thing.
Yeah. No, we were so into that period.
Yeah,
And
but
that.
But even some of the old songs, like I can listen to them because of nostalgia.
Kryptonite is still
But
awesome.
but they have a few songs.
But
like
they're
that
so
work.
played out.
Yeah.
So you die when you hear
Yeah,
them.
when you hear them. But I can't
Here
even listen to
without
Metallica.
you, baby.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, no. Yeah, exactly. It's just
Yeah.
like, but Metallica has the same effect. As soon as I hear his voice, and this has been going on for years, I just can't.
Yeah.
Like his voice, like just turns me off immediately. From like I'd rather listen to Silence, and they're not bad. It's not that they're bad. I just can't.
Is that a band?
That's a bad. Listen to Silence. Oh man.
Yeah.
But
All
it-
right. So,
never
but
been a fan of Metallica.
No, but that's good. I
I
respect you.
have been, but not like a humongous fan.
No, but neither
I'm
am
like
I.
I'm one of those people that haven't seen them live, and I'm not sad
Oh,
about not having seen them live.
Yeah,
If,
I think
if
I've
any
seen-
band,
I think that's the right moment to.
I think I've worked
admit-
at a Metallica
Yeah.
concert.
like I would love to see them or like have seen. I would never pay to see them.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
Yeah,
thing.
you would probably be disappointed with,
Oh, yeah,
versions
yeah.
of the songs you used
Exactly.
to love.
Because
or
that-
There is so
something.
many bands.
That
yeah.
happens with happened with fuck, what were they called? Not Papa Roach.
Limp Bizkit.
No, not Limp Bizkit.
Linkin
NoFX?
Park.
Oh,
POD.
POD. Jeez, I
NoFX
totally
are
forgot.
great.
Dude,
Yeah.
POD, everyone that went to that concert, they were like, how is this the same band? Like, this is rubbish.
It was the worst thing that ever
Haven't seen-
happened.
haven't seen
Like,
them live.
oh man, it was so bad. It was like they were playing in slow motion.
What was their famous song?
like
I don't even-
Alive, I think.
Youth of the Nation.
Youth of the Nation, yeah, and Satellite, and
Wow.
some other stuff.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I liked Youth of the
No,
Nation.
but so did
was
I when it
great.
came out.
But the same, and I also saw Fear Factory,
Ah,
Yeah.
and I was like so stoked, and it was the exact same thing. Like the whole concert was pretty okay.
I like Fear Factory.
But then they saved Edge Crusher for like one of the last songs, obviously. But they played that so slow.
Oh, yeah, because you can't.
Just like-
Yeah, you can't reproduce
But
it.
I like their remix albums.
yeah,
The
when
two
they do-
ones, refactoring and the second one.
Because they do use a lot of that techno.
it's like industrial
Exactly.
techno, hardcore,
And it just
thing.
works.
I,
And again,
I loved it.
It was this small little like era or this time period where that music was super big,
Yeah.
and you had that in every movie,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it just died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also like.
But I
this-
still love this part, this kind of music,
Yeah.
like Rob Zombie, and
Exactly.
the
I would
exactly.
never
90s
yeah.
Nine Inch Nails.
Oh, yeah.
But those are actually Nine Inch Nails are good. They grew like into a
Shit.
bigger band.
9-inch nails.
Then you should,
like
if you
into a
haven't
new-
seen the new Watchmen show, you should definitely.
I know
watch it.
they made
They
a
made the-
soundtrack.
Yeah.
That soundtrack is so good. Like that show is so good. If,
I haven't seen it.
I definitely, if any of you guys listening haven't seen it, it's worth, like, definitely worth one of your free HBO months
Okay.
just to
damn.
see it.
Yeah.
It's so good because it's not like a continuation of the movie. It's a continuation of the book.
Comic?
I
Oh,
haven't really read. I had a thick book, Watchman.
Yeah.
It was so much. Like those pictures were thin packed.
Yeah,
packed.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like old
small
school
way.
way.
It's a
It's a
small,
lot of
small
reading and
size.
it's comic.
But it is one of the best comic books ever made, like or graphic novels. I
Yeah,
mean.
probably.
So definitely see it. But also because of the way it looks, it's amazing. Like the story is great, without a doubt. But the way it's shot, amazing. The sound, amazing, and the soundtrack, everything is so good So huge recommendation. I know I've recommended it before, but
All right.
I'll do it again.
All right.
Shit, am I the only one who just like watching stuff right now or playing video games? I can't do it.
No, same.
Like
Same.
I don't know, the weather or something. I don't know.
I'm
like
so
I
sick
just
of it.
stopped. Like
I don't
I
know,
stopped a
I've
few
got-
weeks ago, and now I just like every time I think about just sitting and doing
Yeah,
nothing.
so sometimes it's boring to play any video game.
Yeah.
There are certain.
No, I love video
very
games, don't get me
certain
wrong.
mood.
But I think it's because we have so much time to do
Yeah.
that now. And
Maybe,
it's,
yeah.
it's
I was
not
playing
as-
every night.
It's not as special anymore.
yeah,
you know?
I don't know.
Back then it was more special because you had the option to do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And choosing to play video games was special. And now it's
Yeah,
like
and
one
you-
of the few options that you have because
Yeah, now you can just buy it, not wait for Christmas or
exactly
birthday.
yeah. And that's
Yeah,
it.
that's probably
it.
a big
And there's so
factor.
many good deals all the time too, and you're
Oh,
like
yeah, you
sitting
can
there
just
like
keep
"Ooh,
adding."
200 crowns, bling. And
Yeah, I thought
and then you're
about-
there like me having like 15 unplayed video games just waiting.
Oh, dude,
And
I
it's just-
stopped buying them.
It's so daunting.
Like, I have 5 games that I need to finish, but I'm not gonna probably. I have like I'm gonna finish the Assassin's Creed, the one that I
You still
I am
haven't
playing.
finished it?
No, I stopped playing. That's what I'm saying. Like I just
God
can't play
damn
anything.
it, man.
Like people are like, "Oh, have you seen Ozark or have you seen this shit?" I'm like,
He's shaking his head.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just, I thought they were gonna listen to silence. That's what.
I saw
yeah.
2 episodes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was good,
It's
but
quite
not
interesting, but not engaging.
exactly.
I
that's what-
haven't
But
started.
apparently,
You
it's
don't want to
supposed
watch
be-
further. You don't have a feeling
Oh,
to
okay,
watch
okay,
it
okay.
further.
But it's
Yeah.
supposed to be really, really good.
I
now,
heard,
like the
yeah.
last
Yeah, I
season.
heard
But again, like because of the same, I don't feel like going back and watching it again because maybe the last season is amazing. I have to go through 3 seasons to get
Yeah,
a good season.
I like
you
I
know?
like the
Oh,
guy.
but-
That guy.
Yeah,
He-
Jason
know.
Bateman. Yeah,
It's interesting. He's a serious dude.
Arrested Development.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, that's it.
He's
Yeah,
usually
yeah,
in
yeah,
some
okay, now I know what show.
low-key, semi-retarded
That's the
movies.
yeah, that's the fun thing. Like you always see him as this
He's cool,
fun,
yeah.
funny guy,
Yeah,
and now
okay.
he's so serious. Like
Oh,
there's
shit,
no,
yeah.
No
there's
connection. You
Yeah.
you
there's
haven't
no
seen
joke.
him as
It's
serious.
it's such a dark show. Like very, very serious.
I
And
like
then he did another HBO show called The Outsider that I think I recommended as well,
Yeah, I haven't
which
seen
is
it.
a Stephen King book made into a miniseries, which is also really
Seems
fucking
like
good.
every Stephen King's book made.
Yeah,
into
yeah,
something.
yeah.
But this one is surprisingly good. It's almost
Okay.
like if you like True Detective, if you like the first season of True
Oh
Detective.
yeah,
It's
sure.
very-
Everybody does.
Yeah. It's
Haven't seen
very the same.
That's awesome.
It's so
I know,
good.
that's what I've heard.
It's
And
amazing.
then-
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
good.
And I think people said that the second season is only good if you haven't seen the first
Yeah.
season.
Yes.
I haven't
Because,
seen
yeah.
the second season.
I haven't
because
finished the second season,
Yeah.
but I finished the third season, which
Yeah.
was also
Also, that's what I
fantastic.
heard. But I think you need to go in because I think people wanted a continuation
Yeah.
with the characters.
And
and
it's,
everything,
yeah.
and it's not, that.
no,
Yeah.
it's a totally different
But-
thing.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it was just fantastic. These 2 actors.
Exactly.
Dude,
Woody
the
Harrelson
only
and-
thing I know
Matt
about
Damon.
True Detective is that it's got the best gift come out of it, and it's when they do the good morning and they just give each other the finger.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I've used that so many times to explain like the relationship between me and my artist coworkers. It's perfect. That's exactly what me and Andy used to do. I just come in the morning. You just see like his hand. Like we have these
Right.
like covers covering our desks, you know, and then like above that you'd see like a hand. Like he noticed me coming in and he just like fuck you over
you.
the screen. Yeah, and then I would come by from the side and like, you know, like
You have
go
a
into
healthy
my desk.
relationships in
No,
your
but
office.
that's the thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
it was, like I could see him like sitting in a meeting.
It
you know,
shouldn't be that serious.
No.
but that's the thing. And you know, when you work at a corporate company where you're not allowed to do anything.
Oh, you're really a corporate.
Yeah, but in at King, you know.
Ah.
Yeah. So now it's nothing like that. It's fine. But at King, like we would sit, like they were like, oh yeah, we're like a speedboat, you know, like whatever the fuck they were throwing out there, and we're gonna make the next big thing. And him and me would just like sit there.
It was just
and you'd-
mocking
yeah,
them.
and then you would just like. just give
Across
him
the
the
room.
No, but basically that, or just like a look and like,
Middle finger.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically just imagine it. I even had another friend there that like, when we had these like serious meetings, he just sent me like a picture of like a Ku Klux Klan guy. Well, it was the Christmas party where you have these like Staffan characters, with the hats, the white dresses, and he just sent me a picture of a Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan. Thank you. Who cares, really? But but he just sent me a picture while these kids were singing, and I just remember like I just looked down and like millisecond I was like. And then you just like try to hold it in, because we're like 300 people in a room watching these
little Nazis.
Ku Klux Klan. People.
We might have a problem with this now.
Yeah.
Three white dudes talking
white
about
dudes,
Ku Klux Klan.
Speaking of the Ku Klux Klan, you should really see the Black Klansman.
I've seen it. It's awesome.
It's fucking good.
It was really good.
It's one of those movies that everybody tells you to see and you don't.
You don't see it, yeah.
But see it.
It's pretty much every movie.
Yeah,
when you get older,
Dude, you don't know how many.
You should watch it, but there are like thousands
Dude,
of them.
yeah.
I don't have a time.
Oh man, when I meet people and they're like, "Have you seen this show and this show and this show and this show?" I'm like, "Nope."
But there are
I
some
haven't
people,
seen.
they watch everything.
Yeah, I
just
know.
now.
My wife is one of those.
Yeah, my parents apparently.
But my wife doesn't watch anything that's fantasy or like that isn't like based.
I hate fantasy.
No, but I mean like she watched Game of Thrones.
That's
Game of
fantasy.
Thrones is quite
Yeah, I know,
alright.
but that's
that's
the
fantasy.
only. Yeah, but that's the only one. She always watches these like El Chapo and whatever the fuck.
criminal.
All that shit. She just like they're in a prison, and I'm like, this sounds exactly like that previous show you were watching.
Yeah, people love it.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know.
everything about
Yeah.
prisons and
Yeah.
criminals
So
and
boring.
murderers.
For
Like,
me,
for me.
it's so like disgusting and like
What's up,
I
Vato? What are you
wouldn't
doing,
watch it.
man? You're in a turf, and then they're just like
drug dealers,
Yeah.
all these guns and
The only ones that I
cool
sort
guys,
of fell in love with
mafia.
is the
Sons of Anarchy.
David Lynch, I think, or David Fincher. The what's it called?
Prison Break.
Mindhunter.
Oh, Mindhunter.
I haven't seen it.
It's good.
That
Watch
I
it.
love that show
But that
because
one
it
was
has
based on
the guy who
like-
made Seven. What,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Fincher or Lynch?
Fincher.
Fincher.
I think
It's got because
No,
he
I'm
always
confused.
has
Maybe
this green
But
sort of
he had
tone.
they have different director for each episode.
But he sort of made it and then
he's
set the
art
tone.
directing.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So it's always that's why it has that sort of greenish
it's
tint
good.
to it. So it feels like uneasy and weird or
Yeah, it's
like
slow.
dirty
It's slow.
and like
and
True Detective as well. Like it's also
But it's
slow and it just takes its
you want
time.
to get into it and understand
Exactly,
what's going
exactly.
on. It's
And
very
that's-
pleasant to watch.
And that's what I miss because pretty much every show today is like
yeah, too much like
just
video,
everything is
MTV
happening.
videos,
Exactly,
super
it's
cool editing, a lot of
Yeah.
special effects.
so you get too much so you don't feel like you want to watch the next
It's like
episode.
visual trash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To
yeah,
keep
yeah,
you
yeah,
busy.
Yeah.
It reminds me
But
of
dude-
Tokyo Ghost
Yeah.
by Sean Murphy, if you've read that, where he's got this sort of VR headset on and it's just plastering him with the like
Images,
commercials and
Yeah,
shit
yeah, yeah.
all the time. And that's his life. Like, that's his drug. And that's what it feels like. It's becoming more and more into something like that.
But dude, try to watch like a movie like The Usual Suspects now. That I thought was it's still brilliant,
It is. It's
but
amazing.
it's so slow. Like I don't remember it ever being this slow because you've gotten used to the sort of the tempo of today in movies. They're like dialogue, action, car, this plane thing, crash, boom. We exchange a few words and then it's back to that, and then like the end. Thank you for watching. Deleted scenes or
I
like,
usually sleep during
yeah.
that time
Yeah,
at the cinema.
but go back and watch like The Usual Suspects with Kevin Spacey before. Okay, maybe not before he got creepy, just before you knew he was creepy.
When he was just creepy and not like perverted creepy.
Yeah,
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I
He's
like
so
his
talented, though.
movies.
Like,
Yeah,
you can't,
unfortunately, he was a creep.
say, and just like all the
Yeah.
other
Well,
ones.
whatever.
No,
all
no,
the
dude,
all
yeah.
the cool actors, they
Are
are
crazy.
strange and weird.
Exactly.
There's
Yeah.
Like
nothing,
all the good artists.
yeah, there
or
are
all the
nothing
good musicians.
surprising about
yeah.
it.
It's like
He
for
got
some
his thing
reason,
as well, like,
for
so it's
some
fine,
reason,
yeah.
when you get that talented, you are probably fucked up,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in some
You
way.
compensate it with another thing.
It's so
crazy stuff.
horrible to think about, but
Yeah.
yeah. For
But the
some
movie
stupid
still,
reason.
like, there's a lot of reasons to watch it because it is a good movie, and there are people in it as well that do a great job. But the tempo is insanely slow.
But then if you compared that to like The Hateful Eight, which is Like
Yeah,
it's a standstill movie. It's like
yeah, but it's
stuck in
basically
a
the
one
same.
room.
Like you think that the whole like Usual Suspect
No,
thing,
I
like,
think the
it's
Usual
so much
Suspect,
happens.
it's so
No.
perfectly balanced with everything. Like
Sure,
it just
that's what I thought.
yeah, because I saw it just a couple of months ago.
Okay,
again.
okay,
like
okay.
it is one of my top 5 movies
Okay,
of all
yeah.
time. I love it so much, but it's so evenly tempoed. Like everything happens when it's supposed to happen, and it takes its
that
time.
it does. Yeah.
Whereas Hateful Eight is like painfully drags it out, and you're sitting there like we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
Like it hurts your stomach. You're just waiting for something
Yeah,
to fucking
the build up.
happen.
Yeah, the build up.
Yeah, you know, it's a different type of slow today.
I don't like this Tarantino thing.
But you don't like anything that anybody likes.
No,
That's
I
because-
like certain things, but
I love how specific that was.
I love myself.
certain
and,
Things.
but it's just boring to watch some people talking with
Oh, I love that.
in boring atmosphere, and it's like Western thing. You know, used to watch some cheap Western was a
Yeah, like
kid,
spaghetti
like Clint
Western, yeah,
Eastwood
yeah.
and stuff. A lot of action.
how can you
cheesy.
not love it?
But here, just bunch of guys talking about things I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's
No.
where the movies lose you. Then,
Yeah.
yeah. Because
Not
it's
my
like
thing, just not my
no,
thing.
but I
That's
totally
it.
get that. But it's like when we watch The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis and Damon
oh
Wayans.
yeah.
Same movie that you didn't appreciate at all.
And for us, it's like one of the
for us-
best.
Yeah, we can like watch it and like repeat what they're
But
saying.
Yeah,
basically,
I haven't watched it since like teenage times.
I don't think
so
you're gonna.
maybe-
I don't know how much it's grown on
That's
you.
it. That's
yeah.
what, I haven't seen it in
Oh,
years.
dude, I haven't either. Like I
So-
was young when I saw it
yeah,
last.
so that's why like we haven't, or I've chosen not to see
Same
it
here. Like I'm thinking
because
that
we
should
were
watch it
so in love with that movie
Yeah.
when we were younger. So it will be like a very fun new experiment to see, like how well does it hold up? Is it as
here. compared
funny?
to yeah,
How much can we remember of the lines? I assume every single one of them.
a lot.
A
yeah.
lot. But again, yeah, it's an action movie, but it's more talk, like you said. And I haven't thought about that earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there's a couple of explosions, but
Yeah.
it's not like very action packed.
I don't think it is that action packed as you like.
It's like one good gunfight, maybe. It's not a good one.
Maybe, yeah, a big maybe on
And
that.
Yeah,
one.
that's
then-
why I didn't like it when I was a teenager.
Yeah,
I used
maybe,
to like
yeah.
like action.
Yeah, you need more violence.
Shooting.
Yeah.
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 But we also loved Dude, Where's My Car
And
when it
snuff
came
movies,
out,
yeah.
and then we watched Dude, Where's My Car a couple of
But-
weeks ago.
But it's different thing, dude.
Yeah.
Where's my car?
Yeah. Speaking of
Oh,
snuff
there was
movies.
another one I missed at that age
Yeah.
where when you watched Dude, Where's My Car? Pineapple Express.
Oh shit,
Oh,
that
I
one
haven't
was
watched
good
it.
though. That one
I
was
just
good.
we just
yeah.
watched it 2 months
Oh
ago.
shit!
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Thank
It's
you.
a
Thank you.
fantastic
Yes,
movie.
it was
How
good.
did
I
I
love-
miss that back in the
It's
days?
so
I
good.
don't know.
But
It's
I've only
because-
seen it like twice when it came out. Like I saw it, like maybe it
It's
was more
ama-
than 2 times. But
It's
I just don't
amazing.
remember it clear enough, so I could rewatch it now. And it's a new movie.
That's another one of my top 5.
Yeah.
So, like by this time, you can almost narrow
damn
down.
good, satisfying to watch,
Yeah.
and
That's
really
my,
good feeling.
That's my
after.
go-to stoner movie.
You know what I can't watch now that I'm afraid to watch? Wedding Crashers. Like
I
I'm
saw
so
it. I
afraid
saw
to
it.
watch it.
It was on.
So afraid to watch it. I
Uh,
love that movie. We love that movie
yeah,
back
I
in
saw
the day.
it. I saw it in February, and it's so not really politically correct anymore.
Pretty much anything is not political.
But it's like nostalgia makes it so much fun.
So much fun, yeah.
And it was like the prime of Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Like he's so perfect at that character, Baba Ganoush.
Baba
you know?
Ganoush,
Like
yeah.
there's so many classic lines. in
Actually,
it.
someone called Baba Ganoush just liked my image just recently. That's why I
Oh,
thought of
shit.
Wedding Crashers. Yeah. Her name was Baba Ganoush on
Fantastic.
Instagram.
I love Baba Ganoush, by the way. I hadn't tried it.
I haven't.
I didn't even know it was something you could eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a food.
It's a
Yeah,
food.
we
It's
didn't
like
know that.
it's like hummus
Huh?
ish. But
It's good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I love it.
Yeah. So,
So we should have Baba
I love
Ganoush and
Baba
watch
Ganoush.
Wedding Crashers.
yeah.
Where the
But
fuck
yeah,
you
no
buy-
Pineapple Express though. Like I love that they pitched it as sort of a stoner Indiana Jones detective movie or something like that.
But it's
And
good,
the
it's-
studio was like, yeah,
It's so
Do
like low key how it's
Yeah.
happened in reality with you, like in life.
It's amazing. It's so-
Everything like
Yeah.
sucks.
But I would like to hear, have you seen The Big Lebowski?
Yeah,
Because that's a
I
movie that
did.
people love and some people just fucking hate it because they don't get it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. Yeah, I like it.
Another one of my top 5.
But for me as well, because what I love about that movie is that nothing really, like the protagonist does nothing
Yeah,
all day.
yeah.
He just walks around in his bathrobe, drinking
Yeah, they
drinks, yeah.
hang around,
And
playing
he just
bowling.
complains, and complains about the
dude
rug,
abides.
and then you get to see all these like events that have happened that led up to the
But
whole
it all happens around him.
Around him,
That's
yeah.
the cool thing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, but dude, man, you know?
Like a passenger.
yeah. But man,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
man,
good.
I just love Jeff. Just like
Jeff
the way,
Bridges
Jeff
is-
Bridges in that role, just like being so the dude, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I love that became a religion after the
that is
movie.
so insane.
Dudism.
Dude, but didn't your guy like
yeah,
we
my,
talked about
my
that?
teacher or my
Yeah.
master, tattoo master, is an ordained
It's
minister.
isn't
So
it
he
on
can
the
marry
window?
people
Uh-huh.
in that religion.
Uh-huh.
So he
Wait,
has a
so
big
it's a thing.
plaque. It
Yeah,
is a
it's a
thing.
real
Not a joke.
No, it's not a joke. It's an
So he's
actual thing.
he's a priest in the Dudism religion. Like, yeah.
Like I think he did it as a joke because of the way that he's like a hippie dude.
He is the dude.
yeah, but
pretty
he's
much.
basically the dude.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
shouldn't have cut his hair though, because
No,
that ruins the
I
dude
know, I
thing.
know.
Yeah.
But he looks more serious now.
Yeah,
And by
yeah,
the
yeah.
way, I have officially quit the studio.
Jesus
And
Christ!
I am-
motherfucker. I totally forgot. to
I am
ask.
moving to the other shop.
The Midsummer Cranson.
Oh, you're my neighbor.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be working
all
in your
Cranston.
neighborhood.
Yeah, you gotta get some
Um,
tattoos, boy.
Wipe House logo.
Wipe out logo. Yeah. Nice.
Fuck yeah.
You should actually just get one of your things tattooed on you.
But yeah, so I will be working at Kretz Design. It's
Crap design. You
yeah,
heard it
pretty
here
much.
first.
it's a design store or design shop,
Yeah.
workshop, wood shop.
Mhm.
It's got like space to make T-shirts or prints or all of that stuff, and also tattoo shop.
Tattoo.
So
Fuck, I'm jealous.
everything,
Interesting.
Yeah.
and that's gonna be my workplace.
God
No,
damn, I'm
okay.
jealous, dude.
Can I
so
come by and bring the booze?
Yeah, exactly.
Distract you from your work.
Yeah.
Please do, yes. So from what did I say? July 6th is my first day.
Holy shit, that's like less than a month away.
I know.
Holy crap, dude.
Nice.
So when you-
Congrats.
thanks.
Congrats.
Thank you. It's
And-
scary.
Yeah, when you get there, invite me. I want to see it. It sounds magical.
Everybody's welcome. Please come visit. We have coffee.
Ooh la la.
Oh yes. But yeah, no, I needed to sneak that in because I totally forgot to say.
So
that
when
in
you
the
start there,
beginning.
we'll do a podcast there.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be hard. Yeah, everything is
Yeah.
fucking nailed to the table. I was like,
kind of. Yeah, fuck it.
we'll just hang.
Yeah, we'll
Cool.
just hang. Let's. Yeah, just get drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that said,
That's a plan.
that is a plan.
That is a
It's
plan.
a very vague plan,
spike
but it's a plan.
But you said, with that said,
Yeah, with that said, don't forget to check out the contest. It is live.
it is.
Batman slapping Robin in the face. Like, screenshot that shit, add your text to it, print it, draw it with pencil, ballpoint, shit. We don't really care. Use your imagination of what the fuck you want to do with it. It needs to be related to the Sketchbook Heroes
And funny.
and funny, hopefully, if you want to win.
Yeah.
You can make a boring one as well. You're more welcome to try to get, like, the most boring one gets a book in Swedish or something. That would actually be fun.
Yeah,
I'd like to
actually.
get a book in Swedish.
well,
I have
then-
only Pippi
there you go.
Longstrump.
Oh, nice. The good books.
Yes.
But yeah, check the contest out. Check out the at Sketchbook Heroes on Instagram, and you'll find all the details. And then also check out at Artem Solop. I will post that as well, so it'll be in the tag.
No?
So check him out. Any last words,
Check
Artem?
me out. keep your pencil sharp. Thanks for invitation, guys.
Always.
you.
See you in 3 years.
Yeah, I'll see you in 3 years. Maybe we'll have an event if this shit passes, and then
Maybe you'll be back in China.
Sure.
We can come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can come there and buy your contract.
Or in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll use my new leave. Like, oh shit, I already forgot how you say what's up.
What's up?
No, but the thing you taught us just earlier.
Jak sprawy?
Jak sprawa, yeah, of course, that was it.
That was it.
Totally gonna not forget that.
And with that said, Jak sprawy.
Jak sprawa.
See you guys next week, or
Yeah.
listen. Yeah, you're listening to us next week.
Stuff. Also, Artem likes things.
Bye.
Yeah. See you guys.
They